There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait, I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists every time I see you. I just wanna say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. Wanna open up my mouth so I can ask you out, 'cause there's some things that I can't do alone. A dinner for two, a movie with you, well, it ain't the same by myself. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. I don't know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait, I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. Wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists every time I see you. I just wanna say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. Wanna open up my mouth so I can ask you out, 'cause there's some things that I can't do alone. A dinner for two, a movie with you, well, it ain't the same by myself. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. I don't know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait, I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists every time I see you. I just wanna say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. Wanna open up my mouth so I can ask you out, 'cause there's some things that I can do alone. A dinner for two, a movie with you. Well, it ain't the same by myself. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. I don't know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait, I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. Wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists every time I see you. I just wanna say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside my heart and my mind, always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. Wanna open up my mouth so I can ask you out, 'cause there's some things that I can do alone. A dinner for two, a movie with you. Well, it ain't the same by myself. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. I don't know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know.
Hey guys, are you guys so excited for that like title card when it lands and it's like, Final Fantasy Files now streaming, Final Fantasy 7 Remake? What's up, Graphs? And then it's instead of it saying remake, it's gonna say any other game. I'm getting really excited for Resonance. I was talking to Alyssa today, and she said she's really not feeling it. It's funny because I'm excited for that because it feels like a cozy game that I could just like curl up and play in bed, but we said that we'd stream it, so we won't be able to do that. I'm still excited for it. And our two oldest boys, after we ate dinner, they were talking to us about Final Fantasy because I've been continuing my playthrough of Final Fantasy 1. And Final Fantasy 1 is kind of funny because Final Fantasy 1, we're having such a good time with it. My boys are like, can we talk about Final Fantasy? And I'm like, sure. And Jolie's like, yes, let's talk about Final Fantasy. And at the dinner table, they're talking about Final Fantasy, asking about all the people we've been fighting, and we've been continuing to play Final Fantasy 1 off stream. I've been taking screenshots and clipping stuff so we can review it. We're at the point where we're going to go kill Chaos, but I can't kill Chaos without you guys on stream, so I've made 2 separate save files and we can continue fighting Chaos later. But we went up to we got to the Sky Fortress or whatever. We went and fought Tiamat up there. We got all the crystals. Great. So good. He should not be named. Oh, maybe Voldemort of V2. What's up, Red Barrington? Jolie thought Voldemort was real. Yes, they are Final Fantasy pilled next Kingdom Hearts and Dragon Quest. We'll get them there, Roosevelt. So, but then after we were playing Final Fantasy, they were like, can we play it? I said, no, we can't play it. But then they asked me, can we talk about it? And then Jolie was like, you want to show them Final Fantasy Resonance trailers? And I was like, yeah, we need to show them that. And then they're like, this looks cool. Because my oldest is obsessed with the pixel art retro style. And we showed him that. And he's like, it's like a new game, but old. It's retro and not retro, which was hilarious. So we are very excited about Resonance in this family. And Billy says Voldemort sounds like a VTuber name. Voldemort. So yeah, we're excited for Resonance. And they just showed like 16 minutes of gameplay, right? I think you fighting Shiva, which is cool. They released that today. Anyway, for today's stream, if you guys don't know, it's kind of off the wall, but I thought we could just kind of have GraphsTube with the super chat. Chill, dude. You're so nice. What the heck? Future mood shift to a chill RPG like Paper Mario. I would be like, yeah, like, I don't know, like the remakes and the theories and I like all that stuff. It's like the most interesting Final Fantasy. I say this as if like I've been in the trenches forever. It's the most interesting Final Fantasy has been for me, but I have only been in Final Fantasy universe since like 15. So, yeah. Remake for me is cool, and it's like all the theories and what could happen, you know. But for you guys, I don't know. Some people kind of like the chill future, you know, shift to a chill RPG future. I don't know if you're saying Paper Mario specifically, Graphs, but I'm kind of the person that really enjoyed streaming tactics. I thought that was fun. Who's teaching Jolie about VTubers? I don't know. Don't tell her. You've been in Twitter trenches for any amount of time, which is basically forever. That's true. The Twitter trenches. I've kind of been off Twitter for a bit. Not that I'm like retreating. I don't feel like I have anything to say, so I haven't been saying stuff. But I feel like people, if you're on Twitter, it's like you have to say something. It's like I have to stay relevant. I have to have an opinion. I'm like, I just don't have very many opinions right now. Alex says, Spencer, need to find another way. Donating 30% is highway robbery from YouTube. Yeah, dude, you didn't know. Sorry, right? Yeah, super chat. If you super chat from an iPhone, Apple takes a cut, and then Google takes a cut because they're on YouTube, and then we get the rest, you know? So either way. But don't worry. You don't have to super chat, dude. You're so nice. We appreciate your super chats. The way people talk about Paper Mario doesn't sound chill. Just give him 30% more. Yeah, but he doesn't want it to go to the Googles. 80s and 90s, I didn't like JRPGs because of Dragon Quest. Now I'm loving Dragon Quest. Red Barrington, loving Dragon Quest. Are you doing the HD, like 2D remakes? That'd be cool. Anyway, Toolman gave us a graphic for the TV tonight. But it was a lower resolution, and the stream is coming in pretty hot today. Okay, guys, I'll just be honest. And we stuck Genesis up there. He's reading the Loveless play, and it's a lower resolution, and the TV doesn't expand it out for the program I'm using, so it's just kind of hanging out there. Can't even see him if I'm there, but just know that Genesis is behind me at all times. Yeah, tonight's stream is coming in a little hot because we had the kids. They were having a great time today. We went to an amusement park, and then we got home, and then he had soccer, and then we just got the kids to bed, and now I'm here, and I've been running around all day, and now I'm here. But how many times have I said, and now I'm here? A lot. You're streaming Guardian Angel? Oh, yeah. I should just move off to the side so or, you know. Should I move him here? There you go. Now you can always see Genesis. Thank you for the super chat. Toolman sent a super chat for Genesis. Sis? Is that with the fingernail painting? Very nice. He's fabulous. Look at him. Look at his hair. He probably only eats almonds and celery to keep his form, and then almonds to keep his hair shiny. What do you think? All right, I can chat now. Says Alyssa, what's up, guys? Should edit into the Bible. He's reading the Bible. I know it's so small. It's making me laugh. I should fix it, but I don't care enough to change it. Spencer's letting people know he's here almost as much as All Might. I am here. I know what that is, Graph. I'm like I'm 40 years old, but because I grew up watching Toonami, I'm like obsessed with shonen anime. So yes, I have seen My Hero Academia. No shame. Young Midoriya. I am here. My name is Vegeta. I'm also the same voice actor for Vegeta. Yeah, dude, Graphs, I know you. Dude, we get you, bro. I'm a huge nerd. That's the thing. So I was talking earlier in the Discord with some fine folks, and I'm the type of person who is like the nerd in the channel. I'm not exclusively a Final Fantasy guy, and I was telling them I don't feel qualified to totally talk on Final Fantasy because I'm like the newcomer to the series. And so I'm just giving you my opinions, which is kind of fun, but also because we're labeled the Final Fantasy Files, I'm always giving them my opinions, and I don't want people to think like we know more than anyone else. Jolie maybe a little bit more, and Ernest a little bit more, but not me, because I haven't been there. What's up, Jem? But yeah, I was like, I'm not qualified to give opinions on this. I mean, I am qualified to give opinions about how I experience the games, but when I feel kind of stupid being like, this is how they should direct the future of the the franchise. I always feel a little bit touristy when that happens, you know. Kyrie, fellow merc, show people the totally legit leak of the beginning of Revelation. What's the totally legit leak, Kyrie? Are you in it? Do you like look at the camera and be like, "Hey"? You've never heard of My Hero Academia? A world where people are born with quirks? All might, all for one, one for all. Get in that, man. You gotta go watch the anime that's made for 13-year-old boys, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm a Final Fantasy guy now, Spencer. It's slowly taking over me. I Jolie makes me laugh because we're the Final Fantasy files, and she's always like, "What are you gonna talk about on stream?" And I'm like, "It's gonna be good. I'll draw pictures. We'll talk about the latest Final Fantasy news." But I'm also kind of the person that's like, it would be funny if I just booted up Helldivers and just started playing, and you guys would be like, "I'm out." I used to play Helldivers like all the time, but ever since they meaning my wife and Ernest incorporated me into the channel, I've been doing a lot of work for the channel, setting up stream, getting thumbnails going, doing some clips and stuff for Jolie while she can edit. So Jolie has more time to work on that. But I never play the games that I would play outside of Final Fantasy. I don't play Smash Brothers either anymore, Alyssa. So I don't play Smash. That's why I'm like, the only time I can play video games is when I'm on stream, and I've been playing Tactics and Final Fantasy 1 and Remake. So it's like, how can I use this Wednesday stream as a platform to play the games I want to play? So it's like, should I just say we have a community night and we're playing Smash Brothers? I'll be Cloud, see if you guys can beat me, stuff like that. But yeah, stop stalling, Spencer. There's Genesis to talk about. Yeah, okay. So tonight is a call-in show. What's gonna happen is I was gonna show some of the news. What I'm gonna do is, if anybody wants to call in, you guys can call in. A lot of people I think most people that are already in our Discord, because I've sent out the link and nobody's joined the waiting room. So because the link takes you directly to the waiting room and no one's joined it. So I think most of you guys are already in the Discord. But if you do want to call in, you can use this link, and this link will take you into the waiting room. I can put you in with everybody else. But right now it's just Javier sending. It's a leak. Totally. Okay, well, yeah, we have to. Okay. Is this from Biggles here? I'll get it working. What's up, DK? Genesis the Owl says, give a hoot, read a book. Yeah, I'll share it with you. Anyway, what I was saying is, we'll get you in if you want to. Right now, it's everyone in a group, but if you would like to call in separately and just have a one-on-one like we used to, we can do that. But if nobody wants to do a one-on-one call, then I'm just going to open it up to the entire group, and it will be kind of chaotic, but it kind of worked last time. It was a little bit silly. I think people were respectful and allowed, people to talk. So here, let me switch over to, this is apparently the totally real and legit leak for Final Fantasy 7 Revelation, and totally not made by members of the community or anything like that. So yeah. I like how I just play this live and I don't vet it. Revelation. Oh my gosh, it's happening. Gameplay. What is that? Hang on. Is that Sonon's staff? Is this a sword? Revelation. It sounds pretty loud to me. Let me know. Wait, what's happening? Who is this person on the ground? And who's... I know that's Is this Genesis? Baker, the $3 bill? I don't know what's happening. Vice? Is that Vice? loud to me. Cannot wait to play it. Oh my goodness. Good stuff. He's on the ground. That's Vice. L2 R2 bars would never fill up that fast. Chocobo, you are right. That's how you know it's fake. The L2 R2 bars fill up way too quickly. They're not getting enough feedback. That they're not trying to. The dual sense edge. No, not edge. The dual sense isn't. They're not selling the gimmicky controller enough. Do you guys like the PS5 controller? I don't know if this is a hot take, but I like the PS4 controller better than the PS5 controller. Just like for long sessions of playing, I just liked it better. I feel like the PS5 controller is kind of big in my hands. Alex says Xbox is better. I do like the Xbox controller. I love. Check it out. Jolie always tells you about her. I don't know if you can read it. Does it focus on that? It says, oh, there it is. The Joe Troller. She's obsessed with this. She has to talk about it every time. But I made her this as a gift. It's nice. The offset sticks are superior in every way. They always will be. If anyone tells me that the offset sticks are not as good, you're crazy town. Let me explain why the offset sticks are better. That's what we're going to do for stream tonight, okay? The offset sticks... I have to hide my face. There we go. Now it's going to zoom in on Genesis' face. The offset sticks are better because the majority of the time, you're keeping your right thumb on the face buttons. Oh, no. You're not. I guess if you're controlling both cameras. But when you're going like this, you're moving around, you're fighting and moving like this, right? You're moving around the world, and then you just kind of nudge this where it needs to go when you're controlling the camera, right? The twin stick stuff. Ooh, an Xbox. At least it's pink, Roosevelt. Give me some of that. It has her name on it. It just says the Joe Troller. It's like she names everything after herself. You guys don't know this about Jolie. My joke is she's narcissistic and she's obsessed with herself, but she's like, I'm not narcissistic. I just love my name and I love to plaster it over everything that we own. Anyway. But yeah, so when I'm playing, I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm using the left stick to move around and I'm using the buttons. And then when I go back to the camera, I'm using this slightly, but I'm not constantly pushing forward on the, camera control stick. I am constantly pushing forward or back and down because this is this is what controls movement of a character. And I always feel on a PlayStation, I always feel like my thumb is reaching and awkwardly pushing down. Sometimes I have to even reset my thumb and pick it up and move it down. It just feels awful. The Joe Troller sounds like her forum board name. Jolie has the worst. Her forum board name is Joe Story. And it's STOREE. It's actually her name for Final Fantasy 14 as well. Anyway. What's up, Zage? What up? So excited to see more Revelation at Gamescom. Here we go. You got it, Zage. Me too. Did she name her kids after herself? No, she didn't. We don't have anyone named Junior. That'd be funny if it was your name is Junior, but it's the junior daughter. Is that a thing? Because they do that for men. That'd be funny if it was your name is also Jolie, but you're our daughter. We don't have any daughters, so. Xbox is too, I don't know how to describe it, big, flat, legs too short. Say it how you feel, Red. Here's the best controller right there. Boom. Come on, camera. The funny thing about this is it's if you've played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you know that this is this is going to sound so crude and gross. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is kind of like a Gooner game. It's not a Gooner game, but it is. The designs are pretty Goonery. And this is the chest design on one of the girls on the game. That sounds so awful, but it is. I love Xenoblade. I love it for those reasons now. Yeah, Graphs, it's the Xenoblade special one. But I love Xenoblade. and I'm not like apologizing for it. I actually think it's a way cool story and awesome RPG. But there are some questionable designs, and yeah, this is the Pyra controller, which I love. I love that controller. I do wish it was the Switch 2 controller because I just got this recently. It's not. I didn't get it. I got it like from Wario64. Everyone knows Wario from Twitter. But yeah, I wish it had the back buttons like the new one. I will maybe get the Switch 2 controller one time, but I have enough controllers, so I don't need to do it. I can't justify purchasing it. Okay, sorry, I'm stalling too much, but there's another thing that we're going to try tonight. I'm going to attempt to draw a Final Fantasy VII character of your choice. Now, I am very rusty. You guys, the last things you saw that I drew were the storyboards that I did for Jolie, and those took me. Storyboards are supposed to be quick for a storyboard artist, and those took me like weeks to do. Yeah, Cloud dying of thirst. So yeah, I am super rusty, and it might just be kind of funny or silly to see if I can draw online. I have it. I don't even know if it works. We can test it out and see. But yeah, anyway, that could be a disaster. But the idea is we'll be in a call-in show. We can be talking about the latest news, and then I can be drawing too. But let's get to the news first, chat for a little bit, and then I might bust out the tablet and start drawing, and see what we come up with. It could be really bad, but you know, it's one of those streams that it's like, let's just do it. Anyway, so okay, Terry's in the waiting room. Hey, Terry, I don't know if you're in chat, but let me talk to Terry for a second. And then he might not want to go with the entire group. And then we'll get going because I'm going to let anyone who wants to go separately first. And then we're going to just let everybody in that wants to talk together. Give me a second here. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to talk to Terry and then we'll figure it out.
There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait. I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside. My heart and my mind have always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists. Every time I see you, I just want to say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside. My heart and my mind have always been so shy, you know.
Okay, let's see here. You guys want to see my cool desktop here? What do you think? Oh no. Okay, go ahead, Terry. Chat and see if we can hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay, I think you are. Okay, it's working. All right. I've got it's Ed on the line. Let me get the timer pulled up here, man. So we can do the 15 minutes because I know the group is going to be begging to go here. I know that this looks kind of silly.
Oh yeah, we could even narrow it down to like 5. That's easier.
Okay, cool. But yeah, you guys can hear him? Okay, cool. But we're live with Terry. What's up, Terry, man? Do you want to be named Terry? I know you're Terry in the Discord, or would you want me to call you Ed?
Either one's fine. I'm whatever's easier for you to remember.
I know it's Ed, but I call everyone else by their names, like Alyssa and those guys. So I'll call you Ed.
Yeah, no problem.
How's it going, man? It's good to hear from you. You've been in the Discord for a little while now. Is it too crazy in there?
No, I would tell everyone that if you do like Final Fantasy, I would recommend it. And the chat is really cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't know what I was doing, so I was in the waiting room this time.
Oh, no
But
worries. Yeah.
the last week was really good, even though while you were streaming, I was in the chat with everyone, and it was very productive because
Yeah.
they were helping me understand the On the Way to the Smile books, even though I'd read it, there's more context, and they also helped me understand some stuff from Remake. I'm not going to spoil it, but
Sure.
I had some questions about, the kind of main plot and how that threads through. So I would say the people in the chat and the Discord are actually super knowledgeable, like you were saying before, because
Yeah.
like I'm pretty new. I started in 2024 with like I've done Final Fantasy the Pixel remake, so 2, 4, 6, and then the PS4 version of
Oh,
7.
you have. So you started in 24. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
That's
like
cool.
but they're JRPGs, so you still know absolutely nothing because half of it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So it's irrelevant. It's like, oh, I've been playing this for 30 years. Yeah, you still don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You find the crystal wall and summon a dragon that can't fly. I don't even know, dude. So like, yeah, so I think we're all learning. But yeah, the chat's super cool. The Discord's really awesome. I think it is nice that it's a close-knit community and you can't just be like online like I know everything, dude, because like there is accountability with
Oh, sure.
the Patreon aspect to it. I like that too, where it's like, yeah, we know who everybody is here. You can't just be like a bot,
Right. That's what we charge $1 a month. It's silly, but
Yeah. It helps though.
but yeah, but like you're being too nice to me. I feel like I didn't pull you on to be like my to sell
Oh, I'm
the
doing a
Patreon
plug.
to me. You're being so
I'm
nice
doing a
to
plug.
me, Ed.
Everyone
But-
must do this now, otherwise you're terrible people.
No, you're great, man.
No,
You're
it's not.
great.
It's not. No, it's cool. And even the people who are just like on YouTube and want to
Mhm.
do the link, I recommend it because like, yeah, it's just you learn a lot just by putting yourself out there, and you realize
Yeah.
that you can teach somebody something too. So it's all good.
Well, it's funny too because I'm new to the series like you, but I think so I've played 15, 16, I played 14 as well during the pandemic, and then I played the remake series. I haven't really gone back and played much of the older stuff. And then I've done this thing where it's like, obviously we're talking about Final Fantasy 7 a ton, and I'm literally just obviously saying, nope, I'm not playing OG, even though everyone's like, Spencer, play Final Fantasy 7 OG, play it. And I'm doing it on purpose so I can be the perspective of the co-host that's not playing it because the other two have. But they're always like in the Discord and they're trying to say some things about theories, and which is cool, but they're always nice to me. I always feel bad because whenever I'm around, they're like, well, we gotta not say stuff because Spencer's around, But
Yeah, but that's okay too, because we've got a lot of
yeah.
listeners who are like, again, they just don't know what's going on. And at the
Sure.
end of the day, nobody knows. With Revelation, everyone has theories. Nobody has a clue, right? So
Yeah,
that's
I know.
okay too. So really, the end result is just going to be like 2027 is when we'll know. So you're not really in the dark.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I'm at that point where I love the series. I'm really growing to like it, but it's not something that, I'm like, this is my thing, it's starting to
Yeah.
become that. My identity's starting to become more, wrapped up in Final Fantasy. But so if you, let me ask you a question, Ed. If you've been playing Final Fantasy only since 2024, so it's been like 2 years, what other games like would you say define you? You probably talked about this a little bit before, but were you always like
Yeah,
a
no,
JRPG
I
guy?
have.
Or?
No, not at all. Like it's weird. I don't have a preference, but I'll just like
Yeah.
narrow it down. And I've said this before. I think it was a few weeks ago. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I do like, I like Sega Genesis games.
Yeah.
And obviously, so Terry 91's for Terry Bogard. So I like Fatal Fury.
Cool.
I like Street Fighter. I like King of Fighters. So those are my main games.
So you're like a fighting game guy.
Yeah, I'm not like great at them, but like nobody is. So that's what's nice too. Like it's one of those things like, unless you're gonna measure frame data, nobody's good at fighting games. That's
you're
the
probably
point.
better than you think. Because if you're not, if you know enough about that, you're not like looking at hitboxes and frame data, then you're doing fine.
No, I know my basic strings and it's cool, but I like it because in the Discord in Fatal Fury, I added some Final Fantasy looking characters. So there's a character called Mai, and I made her look like Tifa.
Okay, cool.
And I gave her different colors.
That's right. You were posting it in the fan art stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, and I made Huck Tomorrow, made him look like Vincent Valentine because he has like a cape that kind of covers his mouth. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And obviously Street Fighter 6 early 2027 is getting Tifa Lockhart, which is going to be huge for both franchises, I think.
Yeah,
And
that's.
then
Are you excited for Tifa in Street
oh,
Fighter
dude, I
6?
can't wait. I can't. Yeah, because my two main games
Yeah,
aside from Final Fantasy are Street Fighter and Fatal Fury, and well, I guess King of Fighters too. So yeah,
yeah,
I was elated. I was so happy. I was like, dude, this is
cool.
gonna be great because it's like one of those. Oh, it's just with DLC being so expensive. Like I want a guarantee character I'm gonna like.
Yeah,
And so it's like, I want to know what the arcade is going to be like. What is the story? How did she come to Metro City? Like, how does Tifa Lockhart from a different planet
right,
get here?
right, right.
So
Do they?
that's what's
Cause
cool
yeah.
because
Do they do that with every DLC character? Do they always have
every
some sort of
character,
okay? So they have an explanation.
that's why I love it so much because like there
Okay,
is a
cool,
story and it does matter. Just like, do
cool.
you know Fist of the North Star?
I've heard of it. I don't know.
So
I've never played it, but yeah.
yeah, well, okay, so you know Ken and Chun Li, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay, they crossed over into Fatal Fury last year, and not only do they have their own arcade, they have their own like Soul Calibur mode where it's like you hover across the map and do things, and there's artwork and there's dialogue and there's audio dramas with
Yeah.
them. So it's like they have two modes. So I think it's awesome. So I hope Tifa gets the red carpet treatment. I think she will. I would
I'm sure she
love to
will,
hear
dude. I
about
think she's
like
like the most. I think she's the most requested. Like out of all the DLC characters, I mean, I'm in this bubble, so maybe I'm totally not. The
no,
but
you're
I
on.
but I
You're
but I
spot
but
on.
I feel like Tifa is a bigger deal in Street Fighter than hardly anything else, right? Is that
Literally.
wrong?
I mean,
Maybe
there
I don't
were
know. Maybe this is
Tekken
the wrong audience to
fans.
ask.
No, no, there
Oh
were
yeah,
Tekken
because they
fans who
wanted
were
her
like
in.
crying.
Yeah, because they got Clyde instead.
And as an SNK fan who has like 10 people playing their games, I'm like, dang, we could have used Square's
Yeah, yeah.
poll because we don't have nobody's playing these games. So yeah,
Right,
so that's
right.
the thing for that. Another update I want to give for just some of the listeners, there's a couple things for Final Fantasy they might be interested in. The TCG has a new set coming out, or sorry, just came out called Blissful Eternity,
Hmm.
and they've got some artwork for not only Final Fantasy, 7 characters, but they've got some remake, rebirth, like I think 2, 3, and 5 have characters. Like Bart's has new artwork,
Okay.
and the dude who drew the old Final Fantasy, like the Final Fantasy 1 guy, he apparently drew Final Fantasy 7 characters, even though he didn't do those models.
Oh, cool.
So like Sephiroth, Vincent, Cloud, Red, and Tifa all have like a card with that dude's artwork from like 1989. I mean, like that drawer, not that year.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So like it's crazy. Tifa looks like a Final Fantasy 1 character in that art.
Nice. That's so cool,
Yeah,
man. I
and
think like yeah, getting it to work. Because I'm an artist, but I think I would struggle, to make. I'm not the retro guy that can make things work like that. But
yeah, Yashitika Amano, I believe is his name. He did all those.
okay, very
So you
cool.
can basically see like what would that look. And then I don't know, the last thing I have is I don't know if anyone knows, but there's like do you know the Polygon figures that are out?
No, like, are you talking about like the actual like figures that you buy?
Yeah.
Oh no, are you, like from Square Enix?
Yeah.
I think I've seen them, but which ones are you talking about? From Seven?
Yeah, dude. So just so anyone in North America listening,
Uh huh.
Japan I think already has these, but I just got a Cloud from Square and they're like the 6-inch version. They're
Oh
not like
yeah,
2
yeah,
inches.
yeah.
Dude, they look
He's like this. He's
amazing.
like this big. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So I just don't know if anybody knows, but they're getting released every single month in North America. So like if you start now with Cloud, you can literally just like buy one a month. Because Zack is getting released this month, and then I think it's like Sephiroth, Aerith, or Tifa, and then that. So just so anyone listening in North America, if you're like, hey, I want to get started on this, it's
That's
a good time
cool.
to jump on because you don't have to buy 12 at once or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude. Hang on. Let me see. I'm gonna go to. I'm pulling it up here. Let's see. Are they a bring arts guy? Are they static arts? They don't move, right?
Ooh.
Um,
No, no.
they're not. Are you talking about from here, or is it? I'm trying to think of what it is, or just
Yeah, if you
Final
just type
Fantasy.
in Polygon Vinyl,
Okay. I never know what Square Enix is like. It's always like a disaster here. And every time I come to like find merchandise, but you say Polygon Vinyl is what it's called.
yeah, it's Polygon soft vinyl Cloud Strife. That's kind of like the one that I got.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, am I freezing here?
No, it's okay.
Polygon. Let me just do it here. Soft vinyl. Yeah. And then cloud. Right?
Yeah, because he's the one you can like literally
Oh,
get
dude,
today.
yeah, he looks cool. Yeah, this is from Square.
Yeah,
Enix,
and
okay,
just
yeah, he
so
does
everyone
look
knows
good.
too.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, right.
They're not. That's like pretty. Hey, when we buy figures online with Jolie, I'm buying all the stuff in her shelves. If you've seen Jolie's backdrop, we've spent
Yeah, looks amazing.
thousands of dollars, but it's like a little art. If I should like, there's like a Alphano and Alice that are like she's done an unboxing video of, and they're like literally maybe 2.5 inches tall, 3 maybe,
Well,
and they're
and that's the
articulable. They're
thing.
cool, but they're cost $130.
Dude, that's the thing. Like Square on that very site,
Yeah.
you can get the 2-inch ones that are $70 plus shipping. Whereas I'm like, dude, why don't I just get the 6-inch as they come along? This way, eBay doesn't come and charge an arm and a leg. So I'm just letting
Right.
people know that, hey man, you may not even know this exists, and you can literally just again buy one a month, and you didn't miss the train.
That's cool, man. Yeah, and they do
Yeah.
sell out, and they struggle with certain things, but because I know they were doing like these things, like they were like doing the old school. I don't know what they're called, but the models that the in-game fighting models. You know how Final Fantasy 7 OG has like the
Yeah, dude.
roaming around the world. Like the one that you got is like the polygonal cloud, and then the ones when they're fighting, it's got like the more detailed models and stuff like that.
That
But
Aerith
kinda-
looks beautiful. It's right. It's like literally ripped from the page too.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
what's so cool about
Right.
her. Like these
Yeah.
figures are literally like you literally bring the game to life. And if you told somebody in like 1999 that they're gonna
sure.
do this in like 20 years, that's mind blowing.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
super
Square
cool, and I
produces
think
this.
they make it's so funny that they charge so much for their games. Like it's like they spend $60 on the games, and then their merchandise. It's just like spend $200 on one figure, and it's like I'll do it. I'm gonna do it, because their Play Arts Kai stuff, like this stuff, they're all in the 200s to like 400 range. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's a
they
lot,
look
but it's cool.
I think Dan was talking about seeing, I don't know, in our Discord, he said he was looking at a Yuffie figure at his local game store, and it was a similar price to this, so not bad. It was like 200 at the local game store. It's like 205 online. You got to pay for shipping. That's a steal,
Yeah.
Dan. Go pick it up. Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
but yeah, that's kind of all I had to say. But I figured at least with the TCG, if you do like trading cards, those are usually pretty cheap too. They're not like
Cool.
$20. They're not, because I think anyone, if you want to collect, like let's say you can't do figures or you don't have room,
Yeah.
you have some options with Square, even keychains, right? So I think everyone should be able to collect something because it just sucks when people get priced out of things.
Yeah.
But again, I think these polygons are pretty good for what you get. Again, they're 6-inch, and again,
it's reasonable.
you can budget. Yeah, but even the Bring Arts. I mean, have you seen that Sephiroth with the sword? Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
is phenomenal, dude.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous, and yeah.
man.
So that's all I really wanted to say. But I at least wanted to let people know, hey, there's definitely options for Square, even though Revelations isn't out. You can celebrate it right now and definitely get hyped for it.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, cool. I'm excited.
Cool.
Thanks for calling in, Ed. It's always a pleasure.
Dude, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
of course. Later, man.
All right. Bye.
All right. Looks like Graphs, man. I'm pulling Graphs in, and then we'll get Steven. What's up, Graphs? You're live, man. You're in the stream now. I just pulled you because you were in the waiting room.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Hi.
man. Did you want to be?
Since
Did
I've
you
been
want to
on
be
stream.
with the rest of the group, or did you want to be which is fine. I can put you back in with the group. I just am grabbing anyone that's in the waiting room right now. It's up to you.
Yeah. No, I'm good with chatting a bit if you
Okay.
want like 5 or 10 minutes.
Sure, dude. I got a timer for you right now. I know that
Sweet.
seems weird, but what's up, Just Kiki?
PAX is very exciting.
Oh,
I'm very
PAX. We're
glad to
talking
know
PAX.
that they've
Okay.
got stuff coming.
Yeah. Let me pull that up here real quick. But go ahead. Tell us how you feel about PAX and why do you think it's exciting?
So okay.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. So Final Fantasy did a really cool thing with the remake series where they made the hybrid combat system.
Yes.
And it's cool because you're mixing action and you still get that feel of turn-based because of the ATB.
Yeah.
Granted, it takes effort to build it up. So
Mhm.
it's hybrid in name, but it's still very action oriented.
Right.
But Teruki Endo is going to be at PAX.
Yeah, he's
So
the battle
PAX West.
director, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
So he's got like a Monster Hunter background, right? And so you might be, if you've
Cool, I
played
didn't know
Monster
that.
Hunter, you might, yeah. I can't remember which one, but one of the more recent ones, whatever was it? Maybe it was World
Mhm.
before Remake. But anyways, so if it feels like Monster Hunter when you're playing Final Fantasy Remake a bit, there's probably some inspiration that you're noticing as a bleed over.
Cool.
But man, I gotta know it. They've announced some things, right?
Uh-huh.
Vincent, Sid, Fitz. But is Indo holding out on that?
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah, because
saying?
okay, so you're saying like there's going to be like a new gameplay mechanic maybe that they're going to show off.
Maybe it's just
Uh-huh.
suspicious, right? Like you're gonna
Yeah.
have Taruki Endo show up with the game director.
Well, didn't they
Feels like something there.
yeah, didn't they have him come when to New York City when they announced the let me look this up. I think he did. Let me check real quick before I'll look for it. Well, but you can keep talking about why you think there's something going to be there. My question though for this is Teruki Endo I think accompanied Hamaguchi for the release of the Switch 2 Rebirth version when they were like at the Nintendo store in New York City. Let me check, but I could be wrong.
But I mean,
NYC.
obviously everybody is excited about the potential for like a triple party mechanic,
Oh yeah,
you
so
know,
tell me
if that's a
what
thing.
would that be like? Because I'm new, right? So let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Um, it is here.
So obviously
So
there's the synergy attacks,
yes,
right? In Rebirth. Now
yes.
that involves two characters. Will there be a triple party mechanic of some kind? Everybody's wondering that. That seems pretty cool if it happens.
So you're saying
So
like
if they were
there's
going to,
synergy skills, right? So the synergy, whatever, there's the skills and then like the attacks, and the attacks were duos, right? So you would do them together. You're saying like if all three do like a synergy, like if you have enough ATB usage of like your abilities, and then like they do a attack with all. Is that what you're saying?
maybe there's a lot of possibility around it,
Okay.
right? Because if even just the idea of involving like all the characters in some
Hmm.
way in some sort of combat mechanic
Yeah.
sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. It totally does. I just don't like. Um, I just so you guys know, I'm letting you. We're recording our chapter 11 deep dive tomorrow, so Jolie and I and Ernest are getting together, and we're gonna try and knock it out in one. We're gonna go do the big long marathon ones instead of doing all the multiple parts. But I've been playing as Kate Sith, right? Everyone knows this chapter, and I'll talk about it more in the deep dive. But man, learning some of the mechanics on the fly when you don't have party members, it impresses you by how much each character feels distinct, but it also makes you miss having other like members of your party with you. You know. So yeah, if they're gonna do something that incorporates all three characters, that'll be awesome. I think it'll be awesome if they do like the fit stuff is cool because you can kind of it gives you it kind of reminds me of tactics a little bit, right? Where you make someone a black mage or you change them to an archer or like whatever. It's like they put on a different fits and they become like a different class, even though the materia system already kind of does that. It's just kind of leaning into that more. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and
I'm
the way
excited
that
to
they
hear
were
more.
talking about the fits, it sounded like those potentially are gonna level up almost like a character. So no matter like which character you put it on, its progress is
Hmm.
like the same, which would be kind of cool. Which makes me wonder, like, with the game designed around replayability for like,
Yeah,
taking different paths through chapters and stuff, does that mean when you like do New Game Plus or something, your fits are gonna immediately carry over with you? So that
that would be
way,
rad. That'd be rad.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
then
get to keep them.
and I was like trying to debate in my head, like, does it make sense for them to do Fits DLC? Would I be okay with that, like as a replayability thing? And
Oh,
that's
I
something that
see.
I'm fighting with a little bit. But
So
they
yeah,
did
that's
announce the DLC stuff,
yeah. I think they're moving
or not
forward,
announced, leaked.
but it's basically confirmed because Hamaguchi's basically like we'll do DLC if it's demanded. I think people will like it, and so that makes a lot of sense. I'm wondering if they kind of do a thing where it's like yeah, fits DLC But I also heard that you can get different like outfits that aren't fits related, because wasn't there a set amount of fits for each character, like 4 or something like that. So but maybe the DLC, like you're saying, they introduce new classes, and then you can, it's like not only do you get a cool new outfit, which we know that people will buy for outfits. Ever Crisis is an example of this. Every gacha mobile game is an example of this. Every Fortnite, whatever, whenever they bring in something from like, a crossover, then this is an example of paying for outfits or paying for skins. So if Final Fantasy VII Revelation's going to get in on that, might as well, because they already kind of have a system set up for that. But I heard that there's going to be outfits on top of fits, where fits will obviously change the gameplay, but then you can also get outfits, kind of like you did in Rebirth with like the Costa del Sol, swimsuits and stuff, and other things like that, like the soldier outfits or whatever. But
Yeah, I think they should totally do that. Now, the weird thing is though, can you like mix and match things where like you use a fit and then a different outfit?
I'd love that,
Is that gonna be a
dude.
thing?
I know that sounds dumb. I mean, it doesn't sound dumb, but that sounds awesome to me, because like Xenoblade Chronicles, I don't know if you've ever played those games. But Xenoblade 2 has like defined outfits, kind of like Remake and Rebirth, right? So you can get and collect different outfits, and it changes their entire characters. But then there's a spin-off game called Xenoblade Chronicles X, and you can like literally change the headpiece, you can change the the breastplate or whatever, and like the feet and the like arms, and you get all crazy fun with it. I think that might go a little too far, but hey, I say lean into it for this final installment. Let us combine an outfit and a fits thing, so like Tifa can wear like this cool dress, like black mage thing, but then if you've got some headpiece that you think is cool, kind of turn it into an MMO a little bit. It's all digital dress up. That's all we really want.
Right. And I think that they have a really good opportunity to just like throw a bunch of that stuff in there, especially for New Game Plus, right? Like you can have the first playthrough just kind of be okay, let's not like go, what's the phrase? I'll just say balls to the wall.
Yeah,
with
like
our,
overboard, right?
like,
Yeah,
craziness.
Yeah.
But then New Game Plus, people are doing like extra playthroughs, that can be a super fun experience for people, where you can just kind of throw stuff in there that you wouldn't normally throw in there,
Yeah, I think you're right. I found the thing. I'll pull it up here. This was a while back. This is when they were announcing it back in May 28th, right? It says, our battle director, Endo, will be hosting a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launch event at the Nintendo store in New York. I don't know if this was recorded, but this is something that, I want to set people's expectations, because we get so hyped, right? We get super excited for certain things, but I also want to be like, whatever the battle director already accompanied Hamaguchi for one of these events. Obviously, it was for Nintendo, and it was for a known quantity, because Rebirth has already been out for years, right? So it's not like he could go there and say like, "Hey, it's these are new mechanics." It's obviously telling Nintendo fans like, probably, I don't know what he said. I wasn't there, but if there is a recording, that might give us a glimpse into kind of how PAX West will be. I think PAX West will be more involved. I think, having him be there for the final installment, where we have 2 new playable characters with Vincent and Sid, I think that we'll definitely get kind of a glimpse into that, maybe a little tease. And like you said, maybe we'll even get lucky enough to get a glimpse into something like, a trio synergy attack or something like that, which would be insane. Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. I am looking forward to that. And I just think so let me ask you this. We've got Revelation at PAX West, and that's on September 5th, right? And then what do we have
like 2 weeks
here?
later, there's another thing.
We've got but
Gamescom?
before that, we've got Gamescom. So be earlier, August 25th. We've got Jeff Keighley's out here telling people that Final Fantasy Revelation will premiere Tuesday, August 25th, as part of Gamescom Opening Night Live. So that's
Tokyo Game Show is 2 weeks after, and then Gamescom is 2 weeks
but
before.
It's like boom, 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 boom. Like they're gonna be doing stuff, right? So you've got him, just Hamaguchi, doing the rounds. I think we're gonna be flooded with Revelation news here soon, because this is like a press conference, and it's gonna be just flashy. It's weird though, because it's making it seem like he's gonna get up there and talk for a little bit, like he did at Summer Game Fest, which is true. Jeff Keighley likes to have the developers come out on stage, so I think we'll get a little chat from Hamaguchi. He wouldn't say the same things. He's going to show us something new, maybe extended look at what we've already seen, or maybe something completely different. Dustin says I think they've basically said it's going to be a constant trickle. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's just going to be constant Revelation news from here on out. We've got Gamescom, PAX West, Tokyo Game Show, right? And all this stuff. And then we're getting games that are coming out, like Resonance and, which is bonkers, I don't know.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of drip. They're going to be a leaky faucet for a while, and then it's just like, okay, when are they going to kind of turn the knob so that way we get the demo? Usually,
Yeah.
like down the
Like a
line.
month or two before, right?
Mhm.
Do you think they'll? Yeah, I suspect, and I could be wrong. I suspect that this game could be further along than most people think. When we saw it at Summer Game Fest, they were not shy about showing us a ton of stuff. They say
Not at all.
spring, right? Which was great. I think, obviously the earliest we get it is end of March, I think. But if we, get it, and I'm suspecting that it'll be April sometime, maybe May, but I'm thinking April. But I could see them being like, hey, try our demo out, instead of doing it like a month in advance, or like, I don't know how long that demo was. People might get tired of it, but like the Switch demo was huge. It included like the grasslands and stuff. Maybe did the PlayStation Rebirth demo give us Junon? I can't remember. It was a pretty hefty demo, right?
Believe it or not, I'm kind of in a similar situation to you where I haven't done all of the things and don't know all of the
Okay.
information. A lot of
Okay,
people
cool.
know
Okay,
more
okay.
than
No
me.
worries. I just
So in this
assume
case, I
everyone
don't
knows
know.
more than me. But gotcha. I think they did have like a part of like Junon region playable because they wanted to show off the open world section. Like that was a meaty demo. I could see them doing it even, a month or even sooner than that. So like we could be playing this in February, March, But anyway, it's crazy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Roosevelt says they gave us Junon. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't know. I'm looking forward to hearing from Indo very much so. Just like
Yeah.
I want to hear like a little bit about level 4 limit breaks. Like, is that going to be like side quest material that we can go after? Will we be able to go after Aerith, her great gospel? Is that going to be in the game? That's going to be interesting to think about.
Okay.
And then like, are we going to have like contextual mechanics to like spend ATB on like in the environment for
Yeah.
I don't know for like weapon fights or something like in the airship battle? Are we going to be able to like use ATB on an airship strike
That'd be crazy.
versus
See, I
like
don't know. This is all new to me. Yeah, that'd be nuts, dude. Like, I didn't even know you could fight in the high wind because normally we've just gotten the tiny Bronco and the things that we control, or the little dune buggy we drive around in Rebirth, and those are just like travel mechanics. Do you fight in the high wind? Is that thing? That's cool. I don't know.
ultimate weapon? So from the OG,
Oh,
you
okay. Yeah, I haven't played the OG.
yeah.
See, this is me being the noob. Very cool, dude. Man, it's gonna be fun. Like, if anything, we're just gonna be so excited for the news that's coming out. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm almost a little bit, worried that we're gonna get too much information, but that's okay. For those that like it, they can slurp it up, and those that want to avoid it, they can. They know that they're already bought in, right?
Yeah. I just
yeah.
want something. I just wanted to start like nudge the faucet a little bit, start the drip.
I think
It's
it's gonna
coming
be
soon.
I think it's, dude. Yeah, what is it? We're how many days away are we till the 25th? You got 2 weeks, man. Less than 2 weeks, and it's revelation time, baby. Revelation.
Revelation.
It's gonna be cool, dude. Well, anyway, Graphs, thanks for chatting with me, man. You can hop back into the group if you want or whatever, but I'm gonna grab Steven here and we'll chat for a bit, and then we'll I think Steven's the last before we get the chaos with the entire group, and we'll go from there. But thanks for calling in, dude.
Stream coming soon.
Yeah. Do you want me to put you back in the group?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's fun talking to Graphs. Let me get Steven here. Hey, Steven, what's up, man? You are live. Let me know if you can hear me. I pulled you into the live stream chat. So many people are excited. Sorry, Jesse, I didn't miss your chat. You said, "What's up? How are y'all guys? How y'all doing?" I'm doing good, man. Revelation is more or less playable. They're just in the final stretch now, getting the balance right and doing the fine tuning. Yeah, it just feels like they're ready to go, you know, and they're gonna just make it as polished as they can, and get things working. But Steven, can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you. Do you
Oh,
hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How's it going?
I'm fine.
Yeah, man. Long time no chat. How you doing?
Um, it's all right. Maybe
Yeah. Okay. Doing okay.
still looking for job and you know like that.
Cool. Still trying to figure stuff out there. If you guys don't
All
know, for
right.
chat, Steven is in Indonesia. So, Steven, I have to ask you a question. Do
Yes.
you say you have a computer that can't play Rebirth, and obviously probably won't be able to play Revelation, but as far as Final Fantasy goes, what are you most looking forward to? Your computer will be able to handle Resonance?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I won't.
Yeah,
I
you're
will
not
try
sure.
it.
Yeah, is that what you're most looking forward to? Or are you excited for Revelation, even though you can't play it right now?
Maybe because limited my limited budget.
Yeah,
I cannot play most of newer game right now, and
right, right.
I play older most older like Witcher 3,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
9, Final Fantasy 9, and others. But for the news of newer game, I still looking for it. The Revelation, I really expect it. Uh, I
Yeah.
love about the spoiler about the gameplay, and because I can play it, maybe that's
Yeah. So do you
only
spoil
that.
yourself when the games come out and then you go back and play them
Yes,
if you can?
yes,
Yeah, that would make sense. If I was in a region where I couldn't get access to it, but I was a big fan, then I probably would watch a playthrough or somebody stream it or whatever, something where you could kind of get the feel for what it's like to experience Revelation, and then if you ever have the chance, yeah, for sure. You told me though, which was surprising, you told me about Fortune's Weave, right? This is sidetrack, but me and Steven talk about um we talk about Fire Emblem as well. So, what'd you think of the Fortune Weave direct?
that's I can excited. The first is Resonance of FBE, but
Hmm.
after I watch um most suddenly Call of Three Houses because they have 10 elites name right from Portland guys. They
Oh yeah, I don't remember the story because there was three different stories. I don't remember exactly. You probably know better than me. I just remember playing Fire Emblem like years ago and really enjoying it. But yeah, Jesse says Fire Emblem. Heck yeah, I love that series. Okay, you got some fans, Steven, that also enjoy it. But yeah, I'm excited for Resonance. It's a smaller game. Me and Jolie are looking forward to that one. I'm obviously through the roof for Revelation. That's the thing I'm most looking forward to. I can't think of like if gun to my head, what game do you want to play now? Revelation. Boom. If I could have it, take it. Um, but I just feel like there's so many what ifs with the narrative. What's the combat going to be like? What's the fit system going to be like? I mean, we know what it's going to kind of feel like because we've had two games that's going to stay in the similar style. It's using the same engine, but I don't know. There's some questions about that game. Whereas, like, I think Resonance is just gonna you kind of see what you're gonna get. You're gonna have this overworld. You're gonna have a Final Fantasy adventure. You're gonna get beautiful sprite work. It's probably not that intensive, but and then other than that, it feels like after Revelation, the future for Final Fantasy is kind of unknown. Like they're obviously going to be working on Final Fantasy 17. Um, but yeah, I don't know what are you looking forward to most? Is it a Final Fantasy game or is it something different?
I play most of game, not only Final Fantasy. I play maybe except for driving game and
Oh yeah,
horror. bec- Uh, except for those two, maybe I have played most of game. So I suddenly not only going for Final Fantasy like FF9 from I don't know the name. Maybe I for not forget. I Prince. Maybe they said he got cancer or not. I forgot about that. Uh,
Okay.
he say the developer of Nine make for Revelation or maybe uh trying to have another project, and then about after that project like that, like 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't. I just. I'm not sure what I want to see next, but I don't know. I think we're just going to be riding the Revelation train for a long time. They're going to be giving us DLCs, so I don't know what to expect from Final Fantasy. I do have this pulled up. Have you ever played a Kingdom Hearts game, Steven?
I have played it.
Okay, you've played Kingdom Hearts 1, yeah. Did you like those games? Uh-huh.
I really don't know how story about that game.
Oh, that's okay. I just didn't know if you liked it because I was going to make a point that's just kind of funny. It's strange
Yes,
to me because Final Fantasy is doing its big push, right? Like we're getting, the director come see, Hamaguchi and Endo come talk about Final Fantasy 7 Revelation, right? But then we're also getting like D23. This is sooner. This is in what? This is in 3 days. A deep dive into Kingdom Hearts panel. So we've got some of the voice actors, that are returning. Maybe we get some more Final Fantasy IV news here, which is crazy because I feel like Square Enix does a really bad job of pacing out their games. They can't help themselves. It's like, oh, we're gonna show, Final Fantasy and our biggest game ever, and it's like this culmination of these 3 games of Final Fantasy Remake, Rebirth, and Revelation, and we're gonna stick our marketing of Kingdom Hearts 4 right in the middle of it. And so why are you doing this? I know that it's like ready to go, but like let Revelation be the main event, right? And then like right after Revelation and all the DLC is done, then just like give us Kingdom Hearts 4, right? Square Enix has this habit of just dropping everything all at once, and then we have years of drought where we're like, okay, we
yes,
got the Adventures of Elliot or we got some other game, but anyway, I don't know.
I
It's
agree.
surprising to me.
I don't think they have spacing for their marketing. And for example, as you said, Revelation we have quiet years after, or maybe
Yeah.
dive like that, and after that, is have part 4, and we have dive about Revelation at August or another. That quiet, get quiet for another year marketing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to me, Steven, because like Graphs in chat says, feast or famine, baby. Stockpile of food while it's there. It's true, but like they did this thing for their smaller titles back in the day, and it just baffles me how Square Enix like doesn't manage their release calendar. It was like back in 2022. Remember Star Ocean, like Divine Force or something? There was a game called Star Ocean that came out, and there was a game called like Harvestella, and then there was like another game, and they like came out within like 1 week, another week, and another week, and it was like all their main games. Not that these aren't like huge games that people like know. Star Ocean's bigger than some of these other ones, but like Harvestella, and there was like one more game, but they literally were like, here are all our games. Boom, 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 boom. And they like cannibalized each other. I know that they're not like these games that people get hyped for like crazy, but you would think that they would space out their releases. Now, they kind of did this with Final Fantasy 16 and Rebirth, right? Final Fantasy 16, when did they drop that? Final Fantasy 16 release date came out in June 22nd of 2023, right? And then Rebirth came out in February, right? So not even a year later in 2024, right? And not only did Final Fantasy 16 launches, and then they have DLC at the Game Awards that they were released. They were still advertising like their Rising Tide and their other DLC, and it was like right before Rebirth was about to launch. And it's like, why are you sticking your biggest 2 franchises? Well, I mean, they're the same franchises, but you're having the mainline Final Fantasy compete with Final Fantasy 7 Remake. if you give Rebirth, I mean, I know people wanted Rebirth because they were excited, and I know that they're different fandoms, but there is a lot of crossover. Like if 16's not ready, like I say the marketing person to me, it's like let Rebirth cook for a little bit, you know. Release Rebirth in holiday window or maybe the next spring, but they just stuck it on top of each other, and I was like kind of moved on from 16 by the time they were like saying, hey, there's all this DLC. Get excited for Rebirth. I was excited for Rebirth. So anyway, kind of funny to me that they do this.
Yeah, that's funny because uh, for example, in 15, I follow 15 quite a
Yeah.
lot because
Okay.
I love 15 because it's first Final Fantasy after 12 I play,
Okay. So it was
and
your second.
they really gave us hopes they can give us a new DLC after Arjun about Arnea, about
Yeah.
Prompto, about
Yep.
others, but
Well, there was
they
tons of
cancel
marketing for 15, dude. They did, and yeah, you're right. They had all those DLCs that were lined up for those other characters.
and they just cancel that
Yeah,
and
they did.
forgot the DLC and buy us a new novel of Final Fantasy 15. All right, that's a good novel. I write that, but really
I
you give us.
yeah. I highly recommend a video. It's a Night Sky Prince's video on the development of Final Fantasy 15. He did great work on the research. I was watching it because I remember this is when we were getting back into Final Fantasy. I bought Final Fantasy 15 for Jolie. She hadn't played an open world game ever, and I bought Final Fantasy 15 for her 2 years after it came out. It was like on the Windows edition, right? And we bought this crappy, Amazon Basics Xbox controller because that's like what we could afford at the time. And we used it because we didn't want to buy a gaming system, but we had computers. So I bought her the Windows version of 15. And she was like, this is what Final Fantasy is. The last Final Fantasy game that she had played was Final Fantasy 12 on the PlayStation 2. And then she played Final Fantasy 15 and she was like blown away. And we were getting back into Final Fantasy 15 because we had like a hiatus. We were getting married and just jobs and work and school. And we got all excited about it. So then I'm like the nerd online who follows gaming news. I'm like, they're going to announce all these DLCs, right? And they announced, I think the first DLCs were already announced for the Windows edition. So we already had episode Prompto, episode Gladiolus, and like episode Ignis. But I think Ignis came out a little bit later. But then we got all those, and we were really excited for the Aranea. We were really excited for Noctis. We were excited for I can't think of the main guy's name, but like Arden, right? Episode Arden. Yeah. And we were super excited for all that. So when it came out, and then we were waiting for the stuff that didn't come out, like the Luna Freya stuff, and they're like, it's canceled. We were watching that live stream in like Japanese. I think they were doing, it wasn't like a press conference like they do now. And we were like, no, they canceled it. So we were bummed.
Yeah, but that's I think the Square Enix is they didn't know how to prioritize their game. Maybe from Dragon Quest or maybe for Final
Yeah.
Fantasy. And like you said, I have this game, this game, this game.
Yeah.
Buy it and release this week and another game next week. That's like
Yes.
that.
Weird. It was weird they did that. And they keep doing it. And I don't want them to keep doing that. I don't think Kingdom Hearts is going to release anywhere near. I don't think it will release. I don't know. This is hard to say. I don't think it will release the same calendar year as Revelation, but it could
I
happen.
think it's 2028 maybe at least.
Yeah, I think so too. But we'll see. I mean, they're talking about it. We'll see what news we get. It's just the voice actor panel, so we might not get a ton. But anyway, all right, we got 30 seconds left, Steven. Anything else you want to say?
No, maybe I want to join the cash group.
Okay, I'll throw you into the group. Later, dude. Thanks for chatting with me. Okay. Yeah, dude. So before I get to the chaos group, let me catch up on chat here for a second. Thought Provoker's been chatting. He says, it feels like 16 isn't even talked about now after Rebirth came out because it overshadowed it and it was too close. Yes, it's just like 16 just kind of disappeared, right? And and like they're the people that love it. I have some issues with the storytelling. I liked the combat, but I also didn't like that it felt just so Clive centric. It didn't feel like it mattered to any party members you have. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? But when Joshua is hanging out with you and like doing spells on the side, or it's just like all these things that you're like, this doesn't matter. It doesn't feel like a party based game. It doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy in that way, right? It's a good game. I think it's a really good game. Like the mechanics, I think what they accomplished, I think it is decently made. I just don't care for the story halfway through, and I'm just kind of losing steam. I like the characters. I loved the characters at the beginning. I liked Benedicta. I loved Sid. I like Clive and I like Joshua, and all that is so interesting to me. But then I didn't really care for Ultima. But then I platinumed the game, and then I beat the first DLC the night it came out. And then the Rising Tide DLC came out. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna like play this, and I just stalled out. I didn't even make it through half of it, and I made like a little short this was when we were new and making stuff for the channel. And Jolie and Ernest had been talking about Final Fantasy 16, and I was like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy 16, like that's our bread and butter. Like let me talk about it. And I reacted to the Rising Tide DLC announcement, and I was like, this looks so cool, dude. And I just stopped playing it. I just didn't care. Is that bad? And it just my mind just became all about Rebirth. Red Barrington says Final Fantasy 7 Remake and 16 both tricked me into buying them and having really good demos. It's like they did have really good demos. 16 has a really good demo. It sets up that means they're getting some of it right, Red, because 16 does have this really good narrative setup. They just get away from it. Dan says, I never got around to 16 DLC. Dan said something earlier that made me laugh too. He's like, no, they did it right. They released them on top of each other. So once you got around to the second one, it was already half off. Thought Provoker says, 15 is what truly needs a remake. The game had so much potential. Concept, lore, story is amazing. But that's so funny because it needs a remake, but it was also 13 verses, right? And then it got, Frankenstein into what it was, and then they, got it out the door. I don't know. Roosevelt says, everyone watch the stream and lose faith in the brand. Oh, are you talking about when they announced it? I was watching the stream and I was like, oh, and we were bummed. How do you feel about Revelation being possibly only digital? I don't think it's going to be only digital, Thought Provoker. I think if you look at it, there's a firm called Alinea Analytics. I don't know how reputable they are, but they've been in the news lately, and there's a thing. Let me see if I can find it. Analytics. They had a thing about physical disc sales, and which games had the most. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was at the very top of their chart. Let's see. Show me the chart. Okay, cool. Here, you can see it. So right here, we got this chart. Dogs are here. Hi, dogs. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Jolie brought me the dogs. Hi. You guys want to see my weird dogs? You've seen them before. She's a good girl, kind of. She's the one who tore a hole in our wall when we were streaming. Anyway, so Alinea Analytics was talking about PlayStation physical splits on copies sold. Final Fantasy Rebirth is at the top. It's at 48% physical, which is insane, right? I don't know how reliable these numbers are, but they're somewhat of a reputable firm that people quote them and use their data. But if that's true, 48% physical splits, that's like half of discs. So Thought Provoker, yes, they're gonna have discs, right? There's no reason why they wouldn't, because the disc production ends in 2028. This game's coming out in 2027. It's the third version. It's the third part of a trilogy where the other ones have had discs. I think one of the major selling points of what was it? Rebirth when it was like it's on 2 discs and everyone freaked out. I think that was like part of when they announced it at Summer Game Fest. But anyway, crazy stuff. Roosevelt says, anyone? Okay, let's see. Christian Bud says 16 was okay. Combat got stale though. Yeah, it did get stale though. It just became too samey. Even though you had all these different combos, you could style on enemies, but you just kind of found the most effective route and went that way. Eventually, you're just blasting everything around. I agree. Like the side stories weren't fleshed out. Devil May Final Fantasy. It's the Devil May Cry guy, so it makes sense that it's that way, right? But apparently Endo is a Monster Hunter guy, so I don't know. You can bring DNA from other series, but it doesn't mean that your game has to become exactly the same as the other series that you're kind of bringing ideas from. That's why I think the hybrid battle system is actually really cool because it doesn't feel like anything. It feels unique to its, to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm behind. Sorry. Okay. I think they should try, or this is Dan saying, I think they should take remake job builds and apply them to the new and older games. That'd be cool. They all have good or even great things in them except for Final Fantasy 12. You don't like 12? You don't like the Gambit system, Red? Going forward, Final Fantasy should have a playable party. I agree. You got to have the party. It's just part of the DNA. If you're just single, it just doesn't feel like it. And this is someone I love games like Mass Effect. Mass Effect, you play as Commander Shepard. You have playable party members that come alongside you, but you actually still feel like they're part of your crew. You get to still change all their stats in the menus. You get to spec them out for like what they do, but they're AI controlled unless you pause the game and then issue commands. And then there's but like party-based games, like if it's not like The Witcher, where The Witcher is like a single, protagonist story. You have other people that accompany you along the way, but the story is Geralt's, right? Where it's like Clive, it's like there's so much more to the story. It's Joshua, right? It's why can't I think of her name? Is it Jill? I think it's Jill. I'm forgetting. It's Gav. It's like, Sid. It's Benedicta. It's these characters that are so cool, and then they just kind of feel like they're pushed to the side. And when you have characters join your party, it just feels awesome. Alyssa says, all of us in the waiting room down here, Chaos voice chat now. So it's like, Chaos, okay, I'll bring you guys in. All right, I'm going to do Chaos. Oh, you're all in the waiting room. Okay. It looks like Biggles and Toolman and Mike are in PvP chat. I'm going to go into the waiting room. Should I pull everyone that's in the waiting room in? Let me know in chat if you guys want to pull you guys in, or if you want me to. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you go. I said Biggles' name and then he disappeared. I'm just kidding. What's up, Zenman94? I started my Final Fantasy journey with Remake and Rebirth, so going through 16 was jarring because a lot of the charm was the party. Yeah, and being able to play with multiple characters. Totally, Zenman. I agree. And it feels so different. Thought Provoker says Mass Effect 3 had a biggest controversy like a decade ago. Yeah, which is weird saying it. Dude, I know. I love BioWare. I'm actually a huge BioWare fan, and I'm sad with like what it's become. I could see them. This is totally other topic, right? But I could see them just getting shuttered because of the new acquisition, because they're not. EA went private. I scared you away, Biggles. Be honest. Anyway, okay. Let's see. Bring the chaos. Waiting room chaos. Okay, cool. I'm pulling you guys in. All right. Don't worry. I'm getting you. I'm slowly starting to put you into the live chat.
Chaos.
Oh, you're live. It's
Chaos.
crazy. Okay, hang
Oh,
on.
it's
All right,
chaos.
chaos.
Chaos. What's
Ready?
up, Chaos? What do you guys have something prepared?
We're ready. We do.
We have something prepared.
They do.
You have to
Wait,
defeat a
oh,
Spencer, remember.
Alex does.
You're
It was
on the-
Alex's
you're on the
idea.
chaos bus.
You got to
was
join us,
not,
Alex.
right?
You're part of the chaos stream.
Yeah.
Alex says they do. They have something ready.
No, he's got to be part of the team.
Okay, what do you guys
3,
got for me?
2, 1. Kyrie
Is
is
the best.
You
That's
guys are so
Kyrie.
dumb.
Newsboy
We
hats
are
are
so
the
dumb.
new fashion.
Kyrie is
Okay.
the best. Love it.
She's the
guys.
best. Hey,
Here we-
see, now just clip that part. Clip that part for
Yes.
the stream.
Send it to Jolie.
Saying that. Send it to Jolie.
Jolie will love it.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
would
go.
love.
It's so funny because the Kyrie is the best thing is like hilarious. Oh, Jolie just said this is the worst stream ever. You got her to stop being a lurker. Well done, guys.
That's awesome.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, what's up,
Gonna be
Jolie?
10.
Hey, Chaos Stream, how you guys doing?
We're good.
All right.
You're
How about you
sad.
this week?
Oh,
How you doing, Spencer?
I'm doing good, guys.
Any sleeping videos of late?
Any did you say any shipping videos?
No, sleeping videos.
I
Sleeping.
thought you said shipping videos.
I mean, either or, whatever
Yeah.
floats your boat, Spencer.
That's next Monday's video.
Yeah, dude. I am no shipping videos and no sleeping videos. Sorry, Jolie hasn't caught me dozing in a while here.
You haven't slept in a week. That's really
Give it
the truth
time.
of it all.
Give it time.
Yeah. Hey, let me talk to you guys about this. I'm just gonna give you guys throw out a topic here. What do you think about development of Final
Okay.
Fantasy IX Remake reportedly no longer moving forward?
Oh yeah,
It
I heard
was
they
very
canned it
far
completely,
along.
but I wasn't sure if it's true.
That's a bummer.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's but
I
it's not
honestly
like
don't
9
understand
isn't
it.
available.
Like, it's true. 9 is available, but I really don't understand. Like, does it make sense to scrap a game that far along unless A, it's just bad,
Sure.
or B, like you've added so much capital to it at this point in time, like
I
to
think it
not
would be
recoup
launched
any
later.
cost whatsoever would be kind of crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
I
maybe
mean, the
thought it
devs
was
that were in
subject
charge
to
of it just weren't
regulation.
satisfied with it, to my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be that. It would have
Right.
to be that there's what is the purpose of this existing beyond just a basic remaster?
Well,
You
it was
know,
supposed to be
unless
the
they have
start.
better ideas for it, I have no idea.
It was supposed to be like the start of their cross anime, TV, all this other
Yeah,
stuff
'cause
thing.
they had
'Cause
that,
they were supposed
like,
to have an
thing ready
anime
to go.
series at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
But the anime is still going, right?
don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
It was at one point, then it stopped, then it was supposed to go on again.
They showed
It's a lot
like
of
the key art for
confusion.
it, but then they kind of took it down and they were like, I don't know. Anyway, let me read this article and then we can talk about it because this is I think there was a Reset Era thread that some of this was pulled for. There was some guy, but this is actually from Nintendo Life or whatever. But this says, despite Square Enix still in the trenches with development of Final Fantasy VII Revelation, rumors have persisted that the remake of Final Fantasy 9 isn't too far behind. But that was like kind of this percolating thing. But these quotations, these are kind of the new information, right? There was a Final Fantasy 9 remake, right? And it was a single game, and it was very far along. Yoshida even made some vague comments like these, hinting at the fact around the last expansions, of Final Fantasy 9's tribute content. So it is possible with the right scope, which, to be clear, is obviously a smaller scope than Final Fantasy 7R. So it was going to be a single game. However, for various reasons, surely a story for another day. That project stalled out, and it's no longer moving forward. It's not like, I mean, it sounds like they've canned it for now. I know that Nate the Hate a few months back said it's on ice, and Yoshida makes comments like this to manage fans' expectations. It's just like, okay, what Dustin was saying. It surprises me because I'm new to the series. I want to experience these games, and yes, like I can go back and play the old stuff, but a lot of people will not do that, right? They just won't. They're not willing to go experience the OGs, and I think it's a good thing to use your old IP and to to monetize the nostalgia. I know it sounds dumb, but I mean that's something that Capcom has showed us that works. And I think it's dumb that they're just saying like no. And that one comment from Yoshi P when he was like, I've talked about this a little bit, but when he was like, oh, in order to do Final Fantasy 9, he was talking about 7 and like 8 and 9 and a bunch of others. He's like, we would have to do 4 to 5 games. And I just wanted to like pull my hair out when I heard that. I don't know, how does that make you guys feel when you hear that? They're like, oh, it was one single game and now it's stalled out, and then they said they would have to take like 4 or 5 games to make it.
I think it was a MOBA.
complete-
I think it was a MOBA, and they decided to scrap it.
Wait, a MOBA? like a League of Legends?
Could've been.
I kid. I kid.
It's like,
been.
wait,
No,
They're after the money, man.
that's
sure,
true.
but I don't think like a single player
Good game.
story is going to sell a ton. But I think like Capcom has proven that remaking your games is possible. Obviously survival horror is way different than JRPGs. I get it, but sorry, Alex, what were you gonna say?
Was it a remake or was it more like Zodiac Age?
It was like a remake. Yeah, it was.
We don't know.
Just like
We don't know.
We don't know, but
Okay,
like,
good.
I think it was like more than just.
It was
going to
be like a remake style remake, but how far along that remake style goes, we don't know.
And I think Jolie has more of the right idea of it. I think it was probably just not great. It probably didn't meet internal standards. And I think that's probably going to be the only reason that they're going to scrap a game that far along in development. Is,
from what I heard, it wasn't meeting the devs' expectations.
But that's what I'm worried about.
Pushing it through.
Because when Yoshi P gets on stage and says, "Hey, if we want to realize our true vision for this, we need 4 to 5 games." So maybe it was a perfectly fine remake, but they were like, "Nope, like doesn't meet our expectations. We need to flesh out every single thing about it." And I do think this is kind of where the remake series gets into trouble, when the bloat becomes obvious and it takes you out of the experience, right? Many times we talk about this when we're playing through a remake. We're like, oh, this is very good, we really like this, but then it's like Train Graveyard Scene. It's like, we like it, we like what they're doing, they're giving us more story, but did we have to go through these mazes of trains and like open this door was locked and so we had to follow the sad ghost around here? I mean, like, they stretch the content out, right?
I feel like, though, you've got multiple different types of projects within Final Fantasy VII. Not every project that they're going to say is going to get the 4 to 5 game treatment is going to be your Final Fantasy VII. And this is just my opinion, but like Final Fantasy IX probably is not going to be one of those games, given how stylized it is, that is going to fit well with like a 4-game sweep or something like that. I think Final Fantasy VI,
Final Fantasy IX would be one of those games. They would.
They said 9 specifically would be.
They said 6.
He spoke about it with 9.
Yeah, I thought I heard about that for 6.
Yeah,
okay.
He said it multiple times for 9.
Yeah,
for 9, because when it was hinted that he was in charge of helping with that remake, that was back when he said, well, it would have to be 3 to 4 games. It's a big world, lots of characters. This was months ago, or like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I think 6 is better conducive to that than 9.
I agree. Like,
I agree with you on that.
Yes. It's strange to me, though.
Yeah, but how are you going to manage 14 characters? That's what I want to know. Like,
oh, that's true. Yeah, they have tons of characters, right? 6. Are you talking about 6, Alex?
Yeah, that's right. I heard it. I never played, but I heard 6 has like 14 characters. I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you manage all those characters?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you don't have them all at the same time. You can pick the 4 you want.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to have a story for all of them, though, don't you?
I think you make a good point, because like if it's not turn-based, right? Then if they're trying to do something new, whatever.
9 was supposed to be turn-based.
Yeah, which is good. See, I'm like, that's another thing. It was a turn-based remake of a beloved Final Fantasy game, and they're like, it's not going to live up to our expectation. I don't know why they canceled it, but I feel like that comment from Yoshi P gives us a little bit of insight into how these developers are struggling to modernize their old content, right? And I think later on, I don't have the Reset Era thread pulled up, but they were talking about how they're kind of moving away from mining nostalgia and they're going to like new stuff, which maybe that's great, but I think like I don't know, like I think that they could handle both if they limit the scope of the remakes.
They do have enough teams that can handle both, for sure. But the thing about it also is that they're seeing it in the numbers. Like, I think it was NSP that brought up, or maybe it was FF Union.
Mm-hmm.
Resonance's trailers have more views than Revelations.
Oh, really?
Resonance is a new game to most people. So to them, it's kind of a sign of, I haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
But that's what they're saying.
You know,
now, views don't equal sales. Views don't equal sales. Don't get me wrong, but I would look at the Japanese one because they might be referring to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would look at both U.S. and Japanese.
Oh,
I think what they're doing with this is they are probably watching Resonance very closely going into this, because what they're doing, they've sort of tested this with like Octopath Traveler. They just had the Adventures of Elliot, where you've kind of got these smaller 2D, 2.5D games, and I mean, actually, I don't know what the numbers are for how well those have sold, but like I wonder if they're looking at it for like attaching the Final Fantasy name to it just to see how well it does.
Right.
And I can be like, if they look at it and be like, look, this is going to be a game that's relatively easy to make compared to like the re-trilogy. Does this make sense to change our business structure to accommodate this more going forward, whether that's remakes
again,
or whether that's
to a
smaller
certain
games in
extent,
general,
they can
to fill
do
those
both.
cracks. Yeah, no, exactly. To fill those cracks and then kind of have that be sort of your steady income as you're making these larger AAA games.
It's kind of like what I was bringing up with Spencer the last time we chatted, which was, you have a team that focuses on the HE2D style, turn-based combat one. You have one that does the re-trilogy style, re-trilogy combat one. And every other year or every 2 years, one drops a new game. And this way you're keeping up with the fandom, giving them something to play.
Yeah.
I think Resonance will be very telling because that's based on the gacha game, right?
Yes,
it is. But a lot of people don't realize that it's based on a gacha game.
And so, like the other, that's true. They
don't
realize that. And so they
What's
see
a gacha game?
Well, just like Octopath Traveler 0, they didn't realize that was a gacha game either.
Yeah, Alex, a gacha game is like a mobile game where you have a separate currency and you can pull, like you're playing the game, but you're trying to get better characters or better gear or something, right? And so it's like a gambling mechanic, not necessarily. They give you currency, you can earn the currency, but basically you're pulling a slot machine for better characters. That's what gacha games are, and like they're crazy.
I gotcha.
Like a Genshin Impact or like those
Wuthering Waves, yeah.
But yeah, I'm
I
looking at the
Final Fantasy stuff. I don't know what those are.
Yeah, no, you're all right. But this was a mobile game that was it was converted from Brave Exvius, which was a mobile game, and now they're using that same
with
story.
Octopath Traveler 0.
Yeah, and same characters, and then they're making it playable for all of us, just a regular game, right?
Yep.
Right, and so this is another example of a remake that they're doing. And so, is this a more traditional remake,
but
or
people
is this
don't realize it?
a remake remake?
No,
it's a more traditional one.
Yes,
but this is a remaster.
For the
that's what I'm saying. It's more traditional.
Season. And Resonance is making on the first season, only first season.
Only the first season,
okay,
yes.
Only the first season.
Yeah.
So they're not doing all. It's a gacha game, and they mobile games last forever. So.
But they could always take the second season
DLC.
Or the third season or the fourth season as DLC or as a separate game.
I don't think they will though.
I think
so I've had the stats pulled up here. This is me looking at the Final Fantasy, just the this is
the US one.
It's probably the US one. I couldn't find the Japan one, but it's actually Resonance is close, but I mean not close. It's about a little more than half the views. We got 1 million views on Revelation, and then 542,000. But for a new game, still there's a lot of interest.
Remember that trailer first premiered on Nintendo though.
That's true. You're actually right. We pull up the stats. Nintendo Direct. Well,
if you want to check, I don't.
You're right. But
it's up to you if you want to check. I don't care.
No, you're probably right though, because it probably was viewed more than Summer Game Fest. Nintendo just has bonker views, right? When you get, Summer Game Fest is crazy, but Nintendo Directs are massive. So, Jolie in chat says later seasons chunked. First season was good, so she's happy that
doesn't mean they still can't make money off of it.
Yeah, who's to say
but I think they're
won't
trying to
mind
distance
that,
themselves from that.
When it comes to Gucci, you gotta think about. They could have thought it was a brand new 17 or something too, though. On top of that,
well, some people wanted it to be 17.
Yeah, because I never heard Resonance before, or you guys mentioned what are you guys talking about? Like a couple weeks ago when you guys brought it up, like what?
Right. Like I'm at the point where I'm a little skeptical of the higher ups, right? Because I think they love their babies and they want to flesh these cities out, these worlds out that they've built. And I don't think that they've kind of learned that less can be more, that they don't need to do everything. I think for Final Fantasy VII, it makes sense. It's like, that is like, the golden child. You're going to blow it up and it's going to be amazing. And I think what they did is like a really cool thing because you can really see it. But I don't think every remake has to be that way, right? I think we're gonna get a good. It'll be interesting when Zelda Ocarina of Time comes out this year. I think it's gonna be more of a 1-to-1. I don't think we're gonna be getting craziness, right? And I think
Yeah.
It's
it will
gonna have
sell.
whispers, Spencer. It's
It's
gonna have whispers.
not gonna have whispers, but the idea is
8-bit
like,
remake.
it's gonna be kind
I
of
think they need to
boring
fire
though, right?
all those old guys from who Square Enix has and get some new blood in there because they're clearly failing. When you look at 15, 16, I think they get rid of everybody and just start over because what they're doing is not working so far.
Well, I wouldn't say that they're failing. I think that they're still trying to figure it out, and they've been trying to figure it out for a long time, and they haven't really found that, that groove like Capcom has. Capcom is definitely, okay, Mike, I'll pull you in.
They're
But
already slowly bringing new blood in.
mhm.
Yeah. I think
Hey,
6,
I-
7,
I-
8,
I-
9, and 10, those Final Fantasies are just in kind of like a special spot
Yeah.
That's
where
the golden
the
age, yeah.
creatives,
Yeah, it really was the golden age.
yeah, the creatives have like visions around that,
freedom.
and they're not sure with those specific ones
Not always
kind of
freedom.
what they want to do. And so that's
Yeah.
the hard part is people want remasters of them, but they don't want to do remasters because they're creative.
Yeah, which I think is cool. I respect that, and they're still
I do too.
around, right? They're still like a lot of the original creators are still there, and that's why the
Some of them.
remake series.
The Final
Right.
Fantasy IX guys, they brought back.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like, having Nomura, having Katase, having
Yeah, for
these
7.
people that did stuff with 7 and that they're still kind of, guiding that ship. I think that's cool. But I think at the same time, what Alex is saying, it is good to like allow new blood in, but I don't think they should just scrap it. I think that they're trying to figure out what's working. I just think that it's been they've had a lot more growing pains than maybe Capcom has, right? I think Capcom has found a formula that works for them. They know what they want to do. They can, go back to the well, do a remake of a beloved game, but then they get to modernize it and change a bunch of stuff, but then still kind of claim it as a remake rather than like a totally reimagining that we're getting with 7. But then they go and make a new one, right? And then they come back to an old one, and then they go and make a new one, and then there's just this cadence, right? And people are like, man, I'm loving the Capcom stuff right now. I feel like with Final Fantasy, it's like Final Fantasy 16 does not feel like Final Fantasy 7 Remake, right? And a lot of people were like, I love this stuff. I really like Clive. I like the Devil May Cry stuff. And then maybe a lot of people were like, did not like that. It needs to be a party again. I need to, have control over all the party members. I want to have this type of storytelling rather than, whatever we got with 16 versus, not 16 verses, but 16 versus Final Fantasy 7, and the trilogy and stuff.
But to a certain extent,
me-
16 was also the fresh blood take because it was people from 14, but 14's group wasn't like their writers. Yoshi P came from Dragon Quest. He came from the Enix side. He didn't come from the Square side.
Right, and he kind of came and revived 14.
14,
He's
yeah.
like, so
but he
he's
did
like,
it because he had worked on the Dragon Quest MMO, I think, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so that was a fresh blood take, and it worked for 14, but it didn't work for 16.
Yeah. Thought provoker. I'm adding the Discord link if you guys want to join. But we are in the group group stage, so you will be competing for everyone's. That's okay. Everyone's being really nice and taking his turn.
Chaos.
He does crown one winner at the end of the chat. So
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
It's Alex.
I think they're
No,
all.
it's not.
I think they're all trying to figure out what they want to do, and I think there's a lot of competing ideas for what a Final Fantasy should be. I still don't think that they have really found that, and maybe the argument is that that's never been the case. That every Final Fantasy has been different, right? Where Dragon Quest has always been Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy. Yes, there's people out there that are like Final Fantasy had like its roots. It was turn-based, even though they kept adding things like the ATB system, and then they, the job system and the class, and then they were like, now we're doing the materia system, and now we're doing the junction system.
They were slowly improving through things,
right?
But they kept going.
It felt iterative, but it was different enough to kind of be like, it's not just the exact same combat over and over and over again.
It felt like a fresh take every time. Yeah.
Because I've heard arguments online of people say like, Final Fantasy has always changed, you tourists. Like, don't get in here and say like, 16 is such a crazy departure because
that's where people kind of just get in their own way about stuff. Like, yes, it has always had some changes, but it's also always felt like a Final Fantasy.
Right.
But then again, that also changes with each generation. If you talk to certain people, the best generation was 6.
Right. Yeah,
Our group
that's
right
true.
here is probably, like we were talking about earlier, 7 through 10.
Yeah.
Then you have like Toolman. He brought up, hey, everybody around his age loved the 13 trilogy because that's what they grew up with. So to each generation, that's their Final Fantasy.
Right. Yeah.
I want to clarify something. When I said failure, I'm talking about like almost like name recognition. Like, let's say, like I was at dinner with 2 coworkers, and I told them what I was going to do, and they never heard the game. And I feel like if you would have said that like when we were like 10, everyone we've heard the game. When you say the game now, people don't like, what is that? Or like if you say like something like those like God
because
of War
it
or like
lost its shine. They
that's
screwed
what I mean
up in the early 2000s by putting Final Fantasy on a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't good, and so it brought down the brand. The brand used to be very recognizable to the point where I was saying this to the guys earlier today or yesterday. I used to buy everything Square Enix because I knew I was going to get a good game until they stopped being good. Then I stopped buying everything Square Enix.
Right. And I mean, like, you could trust that was what you were going to get, right?
It was a similar situation to Capcom. They used to be the brand where it's like, I know they're going to put out something that I will enjoy playing. It's going to be a good story. It's going to have cool combat. It's going to be interesting. I want to play that. I want to buy that. And now it's like, no, I'll wait and see for certain things like Adventures of Elliot. I was asking Spencer and other people like, hey, what are you guys going to try it out? Because you guys have similar interests to me. If you don't, then whatever. But I'll wait until I hear from reviewers that I have a similar taste to.
Right.
And if they don't like it, then I'm probably not going to pick it up.
No, that makes sense.
And I wonder if there's an effect of brand dilution as well, where like you have them doing so many different things and putting out so many different games. Like even just looking at the infographic of like all the games that they have coming out in different directions.
Right.
Like some of them are HD remakes, some of them are like Adventures of Elliot, some of them are the re-trilogy. And like it isn't like it used to be back in the day where you've got one major release that everybody backs. Like, I mean, you do see that to a degree with like the mainline games, but like there's so much else out there in the water. Kind of like what you were saying, Alyssa, when you're younger, you sort of gravitate and focus on this singular event that this company releases for their games. Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, whatever it is. And like now it's because you've got a dozen different teams working, it makes it harder, I think, to hone down that excitement into a single game, because it really isn't like a company focused release anymore. Not usually. I mean, you do see that a little bit. I think Final Fantasy 7 does actually hit that to a degree, but it does not feel like the quality is the same that it used to be, for sure.
Oh, it's definitely not. Yeah.
Right. Thought Provoker's trying to get in chat. I if you're in the Discord, go and hop in the voice chat.
FFF waiting room.
FFF waiting room at the bottom. It should have brought you right in, but it brought you into another spot. So I guess my link is broken. But if you want to join the chat, go ahead and just hop down into Final Fantasy Files. It's just FFF waiting room. It's the very bottom of the Discord. Guys, check it out. I got my drawing pad up here. It's working. It's legit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What are we drawing?
He's gonna draw Kyrie. Obviously, look at that.
Yeah.
This is so funny because like Photoshop, I'm not gonna draw Kyrie.
Come on, she's the brand mascot right now.
Hey, you need to put a poll what you're going to draw.
Jolie
is going into convulsions somewhere at this point.
Jolie's gonna do like 1,000 accounts to vote no.
No, that's hilarious. Yeah. So sorry, I'm thought provoker. Just go wait in the Final Fantasy waiting room. You can just join the voice call, and then I'll pull you in when. I'm looking at it right now. You haven't joined it. Yeah, I think you guys are making good points. I just feel like I don't know.
By drawing Kyrie, I know.
Well, yes, I'm going back to the brand as far as what we're talking about. I just feel like I don't know. I think Final Fantasy has an identity crisis. and I think it maybe always has, but I feel like when 16 came out and 15 came out and Remake came out, those games feel distinctly different in every possible way, right? Like, what would you when you're playing Remake, are you thinking of Final Fantasy 15's combat and kind of that experience that you had, or does it feel like a totally different game? And the same can go for like 16. Do they feel like they're the same series?
When did Strangers in Paradise come in?
It was like
That changed. That changed too.
2019, 2020.
19.
But my point is,
2020?
yeah, I mean that's
I think it was
totally different.
19. I think it was
That's like a
19.
spin-off game. I will forgive that. That's fine, right?
Only main games. Okay.
Yes, I'm thinking like, because 7, I'm including 7 Remake in the main games because it's a remake of a main game, whereas Strangers of Paradise was always going to be, a bit different. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Well, I think 15 and 16 kind of left the party system a little bit, and I think that's kind of what makes it feel like different games. Some people say 15 is a party game. I'm sorry, I would strongly disagree. It's not. It's
Right.
a Noctis game basically.
It is a Noctis game,
You
and
know.
then you have the link system, and you can do like link strikes and things.
That was lame.
You can control certain things, right? But not like a ton. Like you can control Ignis and say, "Hey, go do this one ability," and then you're basically playing Noctis the entire time, right? And then you're doing real time stuff, right? Yeah. Nice tool, man.
Cool, man.
Link Strike, man, not Link in Final Fantasy 15. This isn't Soul Calibur 2, all right? We didn't have Link as a guest character, and although you can mod it, I guess. But yeah, I think what my point is that it's so there's no identity anymore to Final Fantasy, which is fine because if that's what they want to go for, if they want to make a new game every 5 years, you do you, but I just don't think that that's sustainable anymore. I don't think you can get away with that by saying like,
well, and I wonder if some of that too is the age of the franchise.
Yeah.
So kind of like Alyssa was mentioning as well. Everybody's got look at that adorable
that was an old
family.
screensaver.
Sorry.
Jolie's like, I love that picture of me. She's like pregnant with our.
She's like,
second.
Spencer, you're fired. Yeah.
Whoops,
No,
sorry,
I
Joe.
think it is a function of it being around forever because I think that you've got generations of people. One generation grew up with Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. One grew up with 5 through 10. One grew up with the 13 series, and each one is different. So now you have all of these people that are in the same company with all of these different iterations of what Final Fantasy could be or may have valued at a certain time, and you've got all these cooks in the kitchen, and they're trying to put cupcakes into spaghetti. And like and so you always do have sort of this iterative progression or innovation that has been through Final Fantasy for as long as it's been around. But now you kind of have people placing different values on different things, and I think that that's probably where you're losing some of the cohesion that you're seeing in the series. And I wonder if it's simply as a function of the age that it's been. And that's not to say that it'll always be held to that. Look at the Bond series, right? And it's a different medium, right? It's movies, but like you had some rougher seasons of that, and then you had the Daniel Craig stuff came back and it was stronger, and not for everybody, different, but it still felt like that to me,
And now it's in hibernation.
And now it's in hibernation. That's right. But I do feel like there is a function of that, and they're trying to find their way after they've got maybe 3 generations of developers and people and fans that have played the game, trying to make sense of what to do with it next.
Right. I just don't know if I feel like they have a choice to make, right? They can keep floundering and trying to find what makes them them. And like you said, maybe it's like it's a new thing, the new generation. They have to deal with Fortnite and Roblox, and that you can see them making these attempts to try and make that a thing, right? Because they're doing the whole like what was that? The first Soldier thing. It was like a battle royale game, and then they're doing.
It was a Fortnite style game, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was like
Fortnite,
a
yeah.
yeah, it was like a
And
Fortnite
PUBG
clone,
sort of stuff, yeah.
right? And they're like, we're gonna throw in our popular franchise like Final Fantasy 7. I'm like, that doesn't work. It
That's
didn't
what I'm
work.
talking about bringing down the brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Little
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Kart,
But they're
the Mario
flailing.
Kart, wait for it.
Oh yeah. Was it Chocobo GT Racing or whatever? You know, I just feel like there's this. I don't know how to explain it, but there is that sort of. Why are we doing? Why are we chasing these trends? If that's not who you are, right? Capcom's not making a battle royale, right? Capcom's not trying to do that. I know we always bring up Capcom, but they're just like leaning into
Because the
who
highest
they are.
ups, the ones that only care about the shareholders and them,
Yeah.
they don't care about who we are. They care about, can I get what I want?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like if
And I make
that's, like,
money out of it.
the sad reality of it, you know. But
That's where gaming is at right now.
Actually, Capcom did release some experiments and they failed. With
yeah, like
some
Exo
online
Primal,
gaming.
and they did some. Well, this is like after their return, but they
With-
still kind. I mean, they still
with the
keep doing
Resident
it.
Evil.
I can't blame them though. Like they have Resident Evil games where you can play online, right? You know.
No,
They
but-
do?
we don't have any anymore. They
Well,
used to.
there were
but
like
it
some.
didn't work.
There were some Resident Evil
Like
stuff.
Outbreak, Resident Evil Outbreak, I think was one where
No,
it was
no,
like it
those
was a
are old.
multiplayer game.
I mean,
it was
the
old,
remake-
yes.
Yeah.
The remakes did that. They gave you like a kind of a Fortnite type of thing, but it didn't
I
work.
mean,
Didn't work.
ideally, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket anyway. You do want to diversify and have different games out there, different brands out there. So if one starts to fail, the other ones can pick it up. But the problem is that they used to have Mana. They had Xenogears at one point. That didn't hit the 1 million mark, so they didn't make a sequel to it. You know, they had these things that are popular among their fan base right now that they would love to see remakes of, that they're just there. Their IP that's sitting and wasting away. And then you try to make a sequel to Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross and it fails. And so then you don't try because it's not going to make you money.
So like, what do you do though? Then I mean, this is the predicament that they haven't solved though.
They just keep ruining their brands.
Well, you
Right.
chase the audience. You need
Like, a lot of-
need an audience. There are changing trends in gamers, like pretty drastically. Mobile seems to be taking off. Like MMORPGs
You need to be ahead of the trend,
are on
though.
the downtrend, and I
Yeah.
think that RPGs in general are probably on the downtrend, which is unfortunate for people like us because we enjoy those.
Right. I
So,
don't think, yeah, exactly.
but the thing is, Square Enix is known for RPGs. Japan is known for RPGs. So, like, the thing that they have to
Atlas.
figure out
Sega, yeah.
is
yeah.
how do you continue that in a market where everybody's attention spans are shrinking, but
Right, and there's
role-playing
no time,
games
right?
are
Yeah.
these long things.
Right. It's like in the slice of the pie that
There's
people
no
can play.
time, and it's even more expensive to make.
Yeah, it's frustrating because it's kind of got that feel of like, we can trace Fortnite. I mean, you'd be stupid not to try and chase it, right? Because it's crazy money, right? It's way bigger money than what people are used to, and so you don't blame Square Enix for trying to do it, but it just feels so shoehorned in, like you say, it's damaging.
But here's
brand,
the deal. Here's
you
the
know?
deal. At the end of the day, are you crazy to not chase that? That's ultimately the question. I understand what you're saying. But I'm also looking at, is this what gets them into this situation to begin with, where
Right.
you've got your Final Fantasy based.
But if
Fortnite.
one hits, then you're
But
set.
if one, sure, it's right. But here's the thing: is not one is going to hit, and you
Right.
can't realistically expect that every time you do that, it is going to hit. And I know that's not what you're saying, but that is what I'm saying about the dilution of the brand. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I
It's
think so,
okay, you get
too.
one that hits, but you have 10 that are like, okay,
Well,
here
that's-
we go.
That's where gaming is at right now in general. You have
Yeah.
Sony going after all those live service games. And yeah, they've had some hits, but they've mostly had misses. And now they're, in dire straits because of the RAM crisis and everything like that right now too. So they're trying
But we didn't
to do
have
what they
that
can
back
to
then.
make money. I know.
Yeah, and we
Now-
and,
now we do.
And we're agreeing. I'm just highlighting different
I know.
points. Like I think
Yeah.
it is a different time from
Market
back then
maturity
to now.
different.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's like, yeah, this is your point to the changing demographic of gamers, whatever. I feel like Square Enix needs to realize who they are, that they're an RPG studio, right? They can have their mobile games division, which they've always had for years. But I think like for their AAA games, we just saw it in the financials, and it was basically like, okay, yeah, we have their HD games division is like their profits are up like double, and it's just let them cook. You like my Kyrie. But yeah, it's like they're getting a ton of money from their HD games division, which is awesome, and they've talked about how they want to go back to making high quality AAA games rather than like I was talking about games like this earlier, like Various Daylife and Harvestella, and these games that are good, but
Facing
like
the trends.
yeah, Valkyrie Elysium or something. Like these are games that are Square Enix, but they're like AA games that aren't like moving the needle a ton, and they're releasing them right on top of each other, and it's like, why are you doing all this, right? But I don't know. To me, it's just a bit strange because you would think that they would know this is who we are, right? We can take a few risks here and there, but it feels like they don't even know who they are with their core product, right? I like their stuff, but that's where I feel like the biggest disconnect with them and their fans is that like we love Final Fantasy, we love the summons, we love seeing Shiva in Final Fantasy 16 as much as we love seeing her in Final Fantasy 7 Remake, right? Like that's a cool moment because it's like that's a summon that we know, heck yes, or whatever, right? But when it comes to the overall experience, it's like a lot of people didn't jive with 16, or a lot of people didn't jive with the remakes, or they need to. I think they need to pick a recognizable style moving forward and being like, this is who we are, right? People can know what to expect when they're going to purchase a game, because like we haven't even brought this up yet, but Final Fantasy 17, right? Like, what is Final Fantasy 17 going to be, all about if they're going to go back to the drawing board and, start it up again?
I don't think they will.
You know what I mean? Do you think that they're
I
going to
don't think
iterate,
they will.
or
I
do you
think
think they're
it'll
going to
be-
start over?
I think they'll iterate
No.
off of Re-Trilogy because Hamaguchi's the one that's in
100%.
charge of it.
If he is, I mean,
And let's be fair. Like the combat,
Yoshi
at
P
least
would
the
not-
systems, are
I hope
fantastic.
Yoshi P would not have teased that Hamaguchi would be the guy in charge of FF17 if it wasn't going to be what was happening.
That's what Night Sky Prince was saying, right? So like it's heavily rumored
Yeah.
that Hamaguchi
And I agree
is
with
going to
that.
be that Hamaguchi is going to be the guy for 17, which is kind of a bummer though, because
Yes.
he's still finishing this other game, so we won't get 17 for a while.
Well, he even said that he's working on something. This was like a year ago, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
I'm working on multiple projects. That
Yeah,
was what
okay.
he said, right? In one
Interesting.
interview. So he was already working on 17.
Which is crazy though, because like Revelation was such a turnaround so quickly, right? I mean, they've got that team, they've kept it together, which I think is an amazing testament to the like what it should be like, right? But I don't know.
That's the thing. If the Revelation team finished Revelation already, they take a little break, then they get to work on 17. The story is probably already written. Like all that pre-production stuff was probably happening around the time 16 finished and Rebirth started.
Yeah.
Because I forget her name. There was an FF14 writer that got pulled from 14
Uh-huh.
and got moved on to a new project. And everybody was speculating that it was going to be FF17.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it fits with the timeline. She works on the story. They go through all the pre-production stuff while Rebirth's dropping. Okay, now we're working on Revelation. We're tightening everything up. And now we go from Revelation to FF17.
Yeah.
So, in theory, after FF17, it should be like 2 years, maybe, or after Revelation, it should be like 2 years, maybe. For
I would be
17.
surprised. I would be very surprised.
If it's the same team, if they kept the team together.
Yeah.
17 is being worked on right now.
Yeah, I believe that. But if it's Hamaguchi's team, I think they're all hands on deck on Revelation right now. I think that they obviously can walk and chew gum at the same time.
They're bug testing.
They have
Yeah, it's already done.
Yeah.
they have a lot of employees over at Square. There's enough.
You think 17 is already done?
No, I don't think 17's done.
The
I'm saying
Revelation.
Revelation already
Oh,
done.
Revelation. Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
But so I think they're in pre-production for 17. Yeah. Totally. Mike.
Spencer, you haven't played Final Fantasy 17 yet? Are you kidding me right now?
We saw the opening
You
of
get
it
it.
today.
No.
That's true.
He's on 18 now. Come on, get it right, Dustin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I forget. I can't keep track of all those numbers.
That was hilarious, Biggles. I don't know. I'm at that. People talk about this all the time, but it just feels like they have an identity crisis and they need to move forward. Now, I've heard people like Night Sky Prince and Final Fantasy Union have this discussion about the difference between, like, let's take a very popular IP like Legend of Zelda. They're getting a remake. It's going to be fun to compare the two, right? Instead of comparing Capcom and Square Enix, let's compare Nintendo with like just the Zelda franchise. Zelda is beloved. Everyone loves it.
Look at the trap guy wants to join.
Okay.
Well, there is
Star Fox. Is he?
They changed a little bit. Fox.
He's messaging right now. They want to join. I was just writing him right now.
I don't see him in the waiting room though.
I'm waiting for him to go to the waiting room. He's welcome to go anytime. Let's see.
Oh,
he's there. He's there. You can pull him now.
I don't see anyone in the waiting room. No one's there. You guys see him? Am I crazy?
Connects and disconnect.
Okay.
Maybe he might not be able.
I'll be watching for you. Sorry, I know it's Thought Provoker, right? He's trying to get in. I would love to add you to the group.
It's Trav 2488.
Yeah. In our Discord.
Yeah.
But I can't grab him unless he goes into the waiting room.
Okay.
I can send him.
Well, I thought you should know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
Technically, Star Fox is kind of a remake. It's the first one, right? And they changed some levels.
Not really. It's almost identical. I played it.
I played the game on the game. I love that game.
Don't you play like McClown's father?
That's they just added a cutscene.
Oh, it's just a cutscene. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a cutscene to give more context. That was always implied in the original game. So
yeah.
And it's like that's another thing. So Nintendo is doing remakes, and it's like a 1-for-1. Basically, maybe a little extra cutscenes, but the games feel almost identical, right? And it's been fun, right? But hey, Mog the Moogle, Mog's here. Says he's going to be directing Final Fantasy 17, which is in production when 16 was released. Okay. It just, Hamaguchi going back and forth, I was like, oh, after 16 goes, I thought 17 would be in production, but the fact that Hamaguchi is the guy, maybe they've been doing pre-production and they're going to bring Hamaguchi in to launch the game or to release it, but it still kind of bugs me.
He's in the waiting room.
Yeah. Okay, he's there. Okay, thank you. Oh, there he is. We got him. We got you, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome to the chaos, man. Sorry that took so long. How's it going?
Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was to go to the weight room or to the PvP chat or something.
Oh, I apologize. You've seen our Discord. It's crazy. There's a bajillion different channels, so you'll get
it's no problem.
The reason why it's called chaos.
Yeah. You got the chaos stream, man. So what's up?
So what were you going to say, Spencer, about Zelda, though? I wanted to go back to that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Sorry, I'm all over the place. The idea of Final Fantasy kind of like doing the trajectory of Zelda, because Zelda is very well known, but also Final Fantasy is one of the most well-known gaming brands ever, right? And then you have Zelda that's able to reinvent itself. Zelda was like primarily a puzzle-based dungeon game where you would get a specific item that would help you, it's like not necessarily a Metroidvania game, but basically every Zelda was, you need to go to this temple and get this certain item, and this item will allow you to open and do other things throughout the world, right? And it will help you like finish the puzzle. And you used to have to use that item against the boss in that temple, and it was like that formula, right? Basically the same every time. But then, they were able to reinvent themselves and not only keep old fans, but get new fans. I mean, there were people that were like, I don't like weapon degradation in Breath of the Wild, but like the majority is Breath of the Wild is like an old timer, right? And I mean, like that's easier said than done. Square Enix, you just need to make one of the best games ever made. Of course, that's like crazy, to say that. But like, Zelda kind of did it. And Nintendo, that's like, it's Mario and then Zelda. Those are the two, like, the golden child, right?
Tentpoles. Yep.
Yeah, they're the ones that are gonna always get as much time, as much money, as like much development time as they need, right? Square Enix, on the other hand, I feel like Final Fantasy is their baby, but it's also like they're like it's that and Dragon Quest, right? And they need to get those two out, and they need to keep putting things out. And I don't feel like they have the time to just sit on it and stew on it. And they're like going to be like, what is going to be our new thing? So they keep changing it, and they can't seem to find that identity. Whereas like Breath of the Wild is totally different from that formula that we were talking about, Dustin. It's like it's not the puzzle. It's not the it's an open world. The puzzles are very
Adventure
light.
game.
You have like the shrines, but the shrines are like
it's still light Witcher
physics
It is still
based.
puzzle based. It is physics based. I mean,
Right.
it is a different type of puzzle, right? I mean, they.
My point is like in the dungeon, like you needed to have whatever the boomerang to like open this door and the puzzles were
There was a
specifically
certain
designed
cadence
like a
that
formula
whereas
from
like
the old
Breath of the
games, yeah.
Wild is like you can beat it in a myriad of ways, right?
Any way you want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of my
I
point.
feel like
is
Breath of the Wild needed better dungeons though, like more dungeons that were designed
agree.
like the old Zelda. They could do
I
that.
agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. They feel samey after a while.
But the thing Breath of the
Like the
Wild
four
does
divine
that,
beasts were just really fast. Like you finish them, you're like it's already over, kind of. You know what I mean? Like it felt very short in terms of like the main story. It kind of reminded you like a Skyrim type of thing, where the main story is very short compared to the side stuff.
yeah. But Breath of the Wild, what they managed to do, which is like what Final Fantasy would kill to do, is that they introduced it to a younger audience, and they all bought in, right? Like
Because Final Fantasy is always trying to go to the modern audience with the old fans. They always talk about that too.
Yeah, it's not like I think them selling so well. I think the sales statistics for Rebirth selling so well on Switch hopefully is like this. It's going to be old fans, but you're going to get people in the door, younger kids in the door if you get it on Switch. I'm not saying Rebirth is that game that's going to be the thing that introduces it to a younger audience, but it could be kind of like the Trojan horse. It gets in there, and then I don't know. I just think like having it on Switch is such a big deal. I just don't know if Final Fantasy, if Square Enix is ready to make its, I don't know, just
Kind of why
The fact they can make it run on Switch is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like the performance for Switch 2 for the Rebirth is amazing. Like, the fact they can program it to run that well,
right? Yeah,
I don't know how Revelation is going to run on there. Honestly, like how smooth is it going to be frame rate wise?
Oh, I'm buying it.
I do feel like where Final Fantasy and Zelda differ, though, is just I mean, obviously the type of game that it is.
Sure.
It's very story centric. Where you're not going to pick up a 7-year-old with a story from Final Fantasy 15.
This is true.
Right?
I disagree. I think it's the presentation. Honestly, like that's why 9 being stopped is so sad, because that's a very kid-oriented presentation when you think about the style of that game that's presented visually.
No, I get that. I do. And like, I'm not necessarily just talking about art style, and I'm thinking specifically in the context of him saying, kids coming into it and like young children, like like Zelda you do not need to know how to read want to read well, for example.
Enjoy
you
the
can
game.
go around the world.
Yeah.
You can go and explore. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. The story really does take a backseat to any and everything that you can do.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's
mostly just
completely
adventuring.
Just get right into it, and
and so like even with something like 9, which is extremely endearing and is something absolutely a kid can go up to play, like my oldest would totally be into 9. My youngest would be like, why am I sitting through 6 minutes of cutscenes?
Yeah.
I literally just want to go smack some stuff with this.
Why do I
sword
have
that
to
I've
read?
got. And Zelda lets you do that. And I feel like there is a degree there that Final Fantasy is never really going to be able to touch as long as they value story in the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to discuss the merits
I
of
think
should they
even
or should
part
they
of that
not.
is the modern young player too is not used to story-based games anymore.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah,
They-
that's
they've been
absolutely a component. 100%.
Yeah.
Are they chasing something that really they're never going to be able to capture? Because that's not, quote unquote, the type of game that Final Fantasy has been. Right.
I'm sure the trend will go back to more story-based games, but for this current generation right now, it's not. Which is why they went they tried the Fortnite style stuff.
Are so low because of all the clicks and all the stuff they have access to these days.
Yeah, there's so much competing for their time. Their iPads in front of their face. They have all these other things. Parents are giving kids phones. I mean, like, and obviously Final Fantasy is a unk status game. It's like we are the average age player of Final Fantasy in Japan at least is 42 years old, right? I mean, we are aging out of that, younger generation.
42?
And it's hard to like accept that and
It's
see like how
42,
things
yeah.
are changing over time now. I feel like it's like I see the change in the game industry, how things are being portrayed in their games compared to like when I was like I put FF7 when I was 9 years old, and it was just so magical, and like it felt like I was like watching like a 1950s film if you like compare it in terms of how unique it is. It kind of has like that feel where it feels like vintage, like compared to like what it is nowadays. You know what I mean? Like how games are.
Right. You don't get it anymore. Like that's gone. Which is kind of sad, for us.
And here's the deal. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not a purist. Like when it comes down to it, I love the old games. I love the old Zeldas. But I am one of those people where I really do feel like you have to adapt or you will die. Right. And like I subscribe to that. And so even when it comes to games like what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII Re-Trilogy, like I don't immediately put that as a nail in the coffin because it's different. Because like I'm fine with the evolution of how things operate, and sometimes it's going to land. Sometimes
I'm definitely open-minded about it. Like I like the direction they go. Sometimes I feel like they go really cringe, and they go really like they start doing something amazing. So it just goes back and forth like a roller coaster in some ways when they design those games.
It does,
and it kind of goes back to like the first Soldier, right? Like where they have that, and it's like, okay, let's make a PUBG Final Fantasy VII game, and it's like, okay, is this because you have like this great artistic insight as to making the first Soldier, or are you doing it because you're like, hey, this makes money. People like to do this. We can charge a ton of microtransactions. Let's do that and slap a coat of Final Fantasy VII paint on it. And
to be fair, they do too much in the games. Like they put too much variables and things you can do, and it doesn't have like that focus like the old games did.
I think it's just because they're looking at another game and they're saying, "Oh, this game has this component. Let's add this to Final Fantasy VII." How do we do that?
Does it work?
I don't know.
Question,
but no, and the answer is no. It doesn't work a lot of the times because it has at times, but I'm specifically with that game. I'm saying there are other games where they have ported stuff over, but like with that game, it did not. And I do feel like it's less about art. My point being, it's less about the artistic insight and more of what can we do to make this popular.
Right.
And it's a tough thing to say. It's a tough going forward. It's a tough thing to sit there and say, like, well, we got to make money.
Do I begrudge them for doing Brave Exvius and doing a gacha game? No, I don't.
I don't. I understand that from a business perspective.
$1 billion.
Right.
Yep.
Because like
the question I have is, why do they downplay Sid so much? Like his character is so unique and like strong in the original, and then now it just seems like he's like the go happy dad. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to see like that.
It's so funny you say that. Is this Travis is talking?
Yeah.
Okay, Travis, cool. Because I'm new to the series and I don't know old Sid, right? So everyone's always like, dude, they slaughtered Sid. Because for me, I'm just like, I like him. I like him in Rebirth, but I don't have that, that previous experience with the old character to know.
He's likable, but yeah.
Yeah, but I get it. I get like the complaints that people say. I'm not going to say it's wrong or bad or anything, right?
I'm just hoping Revelation. They kind of had that rumor where they're saying he might go back to the old route, but he's trying to like present himself as like professional. They're saying people are all talking about that. So I'm hoping they go and shows old side in the new game, and because the third game's gonna have him like playable, they want to focus more on his story in the third one. But I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Your first impression of Sid in the OG though is like in his worst moments and one of his worst days ever. So it's like that's imprinted, just like a baby imprints onto like the.
Where's my goddamn teeth?
So everybody's exactly. Everybody's like, oh, I'm used to Sid being an asshole all the time because that was what you first knew about him. But
although
he has other moments in the game too.
If he doesn't start cussing out the party, I'm going to be ticked in Revelation.
I will say one of the things that I love about Sid, and I don't know if they're going to go the way everything is with culture. I mean, in the smokes is fine, but like the straight up verbal abuse, I doubt we get in Revelation. I doubt that too. But what I do hope they keep, is bad.
Okay.
But like what I do hope that they do keep on is like he basically makes a point. This is later in the OG, and I won't spoil it for you, Spencer. But there is something he wants to do more than anything. And there is literally a point in the game where he says anything that he can get to do it. And then you get there, you finish what he wanted, and he's like, "Oh, I really don't care what you do. I just wanted to get up here. You can do whatever you want."
Oh wow.
You know,
Well,
and
they need those
he
same
is
story elements, I hope,
extremely
too. That's what I'm
selfish on
wondering.
that front, which
Yeah.
I hope they keep that for his character, because like it was just
Yeah.
it's a great moment for him, because you aren't
Right.
It
used to
is.
seeing heroes be that selfish,
Right.
My
and it
friend
was great
posted me a
characterization.
My
No.
friend pointed me something out to me too, which is pretty funny. With Kingdom Hearts 3, he says the Sid's more grumpy in the DLC than he is in Revelation when it's like a kid game, which is kind of funny.
That's hilarious. I mean, like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't have these, you know, nostalgic glasses on that are like, I need to,
Perception.
you know,
Yeah.
the perception of how it should be. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm at that point where I'm excited for whatever Revelation brings. I think the Revelation, or sorry, the re-trilogy is the most exciting Final Fantasy has been in a while. I don't know if people would argue with
I
that.
agree. It's pretty, yeah.
Right. Whether or not, you know, there's a group out there that, you know, hates on these theories, right? But it's that's become their new grift, is like they obviously are speaking, I've said this before, but they're like a lightning rod for people who actually really don't like the remakes, and that's fine, right? But then it's okay to not like them, but to say that these newer games are not like the most interesting thing that Final Fantasy has attempted is just, you know, I think you just take 16 for example, and 16 is this new thing. They have this Ben Starr's this awesome voice actor. You have a great cast. You have you know, a renowned combat director from Devil May Cry. They come in.
16 was so great, except for the subplot with the villains and stuff. I felt like they didn't focus more on their stories. They focused too much on Clive.
Well, sure, they have all this stuff, and I'm enjoying it. Like that demo was hitting hard for me, you know, with like Annabelle.
Oh yeah, it was good.
And all this stuff. Was it Annabelle? I can't remember that Clive's mom.
Yeah, it was Annabella.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is
Oh my
really
God.
working for me. Wow, Final Fantasy is like
The one who should have been the
going
true
there.
villain of FF16.
But then how many people, like, I mean, you don't hear about 16 anymore. Obviously, it's not a trilogy of games.
It's just gone.
Kind
It's
of over.
crazy.
It's just kind of done, and people kind of thought about it. You know, I don't know if they'll try to get it running on Switch 2 or whatever. But I think that might be a waste, because I think they want them to focus on the newest games that are coming out. But like you say, I know 7 is. It's like a black hole. 7 consumes all Final Fantasy content. It's I was joking with Jolie earlier. I'm like, I cannot wait for this to be over. I'm actually looking forward to it, but
it does. But
just so I don't
as
have to like
Roosevelt
keep
said in
talking
chat
about
earlier,
Final Fantasy 7 anymore. You know,
it does. But as Roosevelt said in chat earlier, if FF16 was good, that would be all anybody would talk about.
Sure. I mean, like, I mean, that's a fair.
That's true.
That's fair enough, right? If it was like a Breath of the Wild game that we were talking about earlier, you know, and people were like, they did it, Square Enix is back, you know.
If it was more,
what they did with Sid, that's honest. I won't spoil it, but what they did with Sid was what made it the Final Fantasy 16 pretty much be like disappointing for me.
Gotcha.
Should have had more mid. That's why they screwed up.
16 is the
it's like
focus group Final Fantasy. It's the focus group. It's here's your Game of Thrones and here's your Devil May Cry.
This is true.
Yeah.
I agree.
But it's like FF6 and FF7. You had the beloved FF6. That was when Square was at its height, and then they took off with FF7. But the FF6 / FF1 through 6 fans felt like they were left behind, and they hated the changes.
Right.
But because 7 sold more, they started following the 7 style with, okay, we're going to go 3D characters with 8. We're going to do, the chibi stuff and try to bring it back to our roots. But then 10, we're going to go even harder on the 3D characters and artwork. And we're going to go for more story and like take it to another world and not make it.
Right.
Like, it's still fantasy, but it's not medieval fantasy, which was what
They've
those
been
fans
evolving. Like,
wanted.
they always change it up as it goes on. Like every Final Fantasy mainland title is something different, and they try to like evolve from that and change up the battle system every time and all that stuff. So it's ever since like you said 1 through 6, it's just been like an evolution, a huge evolution jump through every game.
Because they saw that big jump with 7, and they're like, okay, we need to copy this. And that became the new trend for it. And it will remain that way until it takes off somewhere else with something else.
They weren't chasing trends like 10
they were
before
setting
that, they were setting trends.
Yeah.
Because they got ahead of it.
Exactly. But
to be honest, though, I like the direction they went with
15
10 and 7. Like the idea of like, 7 having like steampunk and like, like swords and guns mixed with that was kind of cool when I was a kid. I thought it was pretty unique and stuff.
Yeah.
But doing it a lot, I feel like it gets tiresome for sure. But at the time, it seemed really unique.
Well, that
Yeah,
was the
because it
trend
was at
that
the
it
time.
continued through 13, right? You just see this jump in technology.
13 does
The
remind
series
me
was
of
like, hey, they
of
kind of
that,
like this
15
sci-fi.
could have been great if it was done right. Like I feel like the mix of like magic and
Yeah, it was
fantasy.
good.
Oh god,
It was a good balance. I did like the balance of 15. The world was interesting, I thought.
it could have been so much better though if they actually, was more cohesive story. Everything just flowed better and was actually not feels like a finished game.
If they
Because I
didn't
remember
bring
watching the
Ultimate
trailer.
in that way.
Huh?
If they didn't bring Ultimate in that way.
Yeah.
Gosh, guys,
Yeah, I
don't
just
get
remember the
started.
trailer
if
showing
they
a
did
scene
what-
where like you teleport between two like ships, and that was the only thing you do in that one moment. Like you think it's a huge segment, but it's just one part and then it's done. You're like, what the heck? That was so short.
Yeah,
If they did what
Go
they
ahead.
did with Ultima what Persona 5 Royal did with Dr. Maruki, it would have worked
Oh,
out
yeah.
so much better.
Yeah,
It would have fit better.
I didn't play.
I know you don't know what that means, Spencer, but
no, I haven't
that's
played
why I didn't
Persona,
like
but
outright
that's
say
okay.
it. I didn't want to spoil it for you if you do ever
That's okay.
play
That's
it.
okay. No, I get it. I don't know. I'm in this like I'm just
Maze.
we've all do we all think this though? Like go back to my question earlier. What do Final Fantasy 15 7 Remake and Final Fantasy 16 have in common?
Combat.
The combat's different in every one.
All
No.
different
I'm
tones.
just saying. I'm not saying
The
every
base style
system.
is the same
The
though,
base style is
except
the
for
same.
10.
But I don't think so though, because like I feel like
18 is what they have in common.
Case 15 and 16 maybe are the closest, right? But you have Noctis that's like fully controllable, and then 16 is like the iteration of that where they go full in, like we're not even gonna allow your party members to like do anything, right? Whereas in 15 you could, go in and spec people out and do certain things. I just remember like, Gladiolus can have this ability, and like we're gonna have Prompto be able to do this, and right. And then the way it was set up, it's open world, and but then you go to 7R, and I even though they're both action based with the hybrid elements with 7, I do not feel like 7 is the. I don't feel like 7 is
the successor of 15 combat.
But even though they're my point is the I'm sorry, I'm tripping up over my.
Do you remember
my thoughts here.
FF13 when it came out? Everyone was like complaining about the hallways and it's like the linear design.
Sure, like the
FF7 Remake had
linearity
the
of it
same
or whatever.
design.
Yeah.
Yes,
wasn't 13 supposed
FF7
to be,
Remake
like-
is the
Like combat was the same as 7.
successor of 13's combat style to a certain extent.
I'm just saying.
It's just crazy. The design of the game was very linear, like 13, and no one complained about like 7 being like it's 7, so no one really complained about it. But like 13 was so like narrow when you go through the story, and Remake was the same thing. You really didn't have that much to explore. It's really funny. I never got a complaint for that at all.
The purists did complain about Remake and how it was all hallways and everything like that. Like I'm in Midgar. I want to explore Midgar. Why do I have to follow like a linear story? I can't wait for the open world, which was part of the reason why the open world became as big as it was with as much to do, because, our fans are asking for this. Let's give it to them and let's give them extra.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, sorry, go ahead, Spencer.
No, my point is just they don't feel like they're iterating on the games other than like, I guess you could argue that 15 going into 16 is kind of like a natural progression because they're going away from the party-based combat and they're leaning into the, action-based stuff. But then you have 7 Remake where it comes and it's like party members are back, you've got, you can stop time, you can kind of do action or menu-based combat or whatever. But I just feel like...
You're talking about cohesion between the teams.
They just feel like different games. So when I go in to get I know they're made by different people.
They were made by... Yeah.
Right. But like when I go to buy a Final Fantasy game, right? When I play a Zelda game, right? I just feel like it's a Zelda game. Even though the Breath of the Wild is totally different than Skyward Sword was, right? Or whatever the previous one was. It's like I just still feel like this is the team that's making it. And it probably was the same team that made it, to be honest, right?
I love Skyward Sword, honestly.
Yeah, but Skyward Sword is very puzzle based, right? It's not about open exploration, it's very linear as well. Yep. Then you go to Final Fantasy, and it's like I don't know what I'm gonna get with 17. I will frankly be 100% honest right here. As a newcomer, I have no excitement for Final Fantasy 17 other than just to see what they are planning on doing. Like I just don't care.
What's the through line? What's the identity?
Yeah,
You're
it's
talking
like
about the identity
Yeah.
crisis.
Well,
There's
were they
usually
smart to
something through
Clarif's
the
series that
series
inspired them to
that
do
you
but,
can
like
grapple onto, but in this case, like there's a disconnect somewhere, and it's like, well, where are we reconnecting across
Right.
these titles?
And like I will care about it once they show whatever they, you know, when I see the
Yeah, once
trailer,
they
and if
drop
it's
a
like, do
trailer.
I like this? It's like, but for now, it's like, what does even Final Fantasy 17 mean, right? Magnamu
Yeah,
says
you
he
know what
hated
direction it's
stats.
gonna go in, you know?
You're right. It's just
any game. Could be anything you could imagine.
which
Could
is
be any game.
sure, but I don't know if that's what I want, right? I want to know what I'm getting into. Like when I go to a Capcom game, it's like I know what this is. When I go to, you know, a Nintendo game, I know what this is. I like the big swings that they're taking, but Final Fantasy just feels like it's so lost right now.
It comes to Call of Duty where they have like 3 different developers, and it's like, are we gonna get like a fantasy game, or are we gonna get like a a
Okay, but they
like
create the
futuristic?
same
Like, you
game
have no
every
idea what's
time.
gonna go.
Yeah, but it's a first person shooter where you're gonna aim down sights and you're gonna like, you know, get prestiges and kill a bunch of people in multiplayer or whatever.
True,
level.
true. I remember story wise, like the tone of it.
Yeah. You're right. But like I'm cool with a new story every time. I like that about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But I want to know what, like, am I going to be playing as a solo person? Are they going to be trying to copy God of War like they did with 16, right? Or are we going to be getting, like, you know, a more Final Fantasy 7 remake style, you know, hybrid system? Are we going to go to turn based? You know, it's like everyone has their preference.
I completely agree with you. Like, I'm not touching that if it's single player again, like just your one character. No, I'm not touching it. I want a party. Right. I want a party of characters.
They should have FF7 Remake's foundation battle system, like the party, and then just use it for their games coming up and maybe tweak it a bit. But that should be the whole basis of what they use going forward.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it's so well done. It has the whole slow-mo, you know, has a turn-based and action elements both
I love
integrated so well. It's like, I don't know why they wouldn't just keep using that one.
It's too good to be true. Like they're going to be afraid to do it. Like everyone loves it.
Yeah.
But are they
again? In the 90s, they had that cohesion. Like the same team was based. You have the same battle director. You have the same group of producers, same director. You had Sakaguchi leading it. It's like with Dragon Quest. Like I know Spencer's brought this up. I know what a Dragon Quest game is going to look like because they're all the same. Because Yuji Horii is still there.
Yeah.
Right.
Leading the charge.
Right.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is that
what a Dragon Quest game is.
That FF7, they've had their whole team like 95% move from like remake to rebirth revelation. They had like pretty much a cohesive team working on, which is crazy because you don't have that happen.
Which is the first time they've done it in years.
Yeah,
and you sense the cohesion. You can see the cohesion. You know,
yeah.
That's why I like it.
You can see them
That's why I'm so
iterating
excited for Revelation because Revelation has like I know what I'm going to expect. It's going to be like Remake and Rebirth. It's going to have similar combat, but then we get to go and like finish the story. Not only am I excited for the narrative, which is obviously true, right? But I'm also just looking forward to, you know, the fit system. I'm looking forward to how they like, you know, they iterate on the combat that I've got gripes with materia loadouts and like whatever, but I'm so in the weeds
I really
with that,
hope they have loadouts.
right? Hopefully that they work on that.
What's scary about future games because what's Final Fantasy's identity the past 20 years? They don't have one.
Yeah,
they keep constantly trying to do something different. That's their identity.
Yeah,
they're changing. They
also had different teams working on it. That just FF15's team. Most of them aren't there anymore. FF16's team.
Bada, and that was Forspoken guys, and they're gone. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
FF16's team has already been disbanded and moved to different projects. FF13's team. Most of them were Tabata and them. They're gone.
Don't forget Type Zero.
Type 0 also, yep. FF12's team, gone. FF11 tried to move on to 14. That failed, and Yoshi P came in and brought, you know, some of his guys in. You haven't had it since 10. 5 through 10 was led by the same group of people and the same group of people that are doing Re-Trilogy.
Right.
Yeah.
So the games that everybody here is saying not everybody obviously in chat, because I know there are people that aren't fans of it, but they're still led by Nomura, Katase, Nojima.
Yeah.
They were the ones that
to
did
succeed, honestly. So.
10. They were the ones that did 8. They did 7. They were part of 5 and 4. Like, they came up through it.
I really
So.
hope they hear the fans when we say that we love the Remake Trilogy battle system. That is almost unanimous. I know there's detractions, but
there's detractors with everything.
Where you line, people say they at least loved the battle system, and you do not hear that
right
for 13 and 12 and so on and so forth. But you hear it. I hope they hear it, and they at least hear us. And we have a game that, I know I love always expanding on the battle system. I'm looking forward to Revelations with this whole class change thing. That could be neat. It could be fun.
Yeah.
I just hope they do the live stream sequence perfect, because I'm like worried how they're going to pull that off, or if they're going to change the story and stuff going forward.
It's so funny because like I'm all about this. Is like a funny topic that you bring this up, Travis, because there's some people in the chat that are like, change it, right? I don't care. I have no.
I would say it's already changed because of Rebirth.
Yeah.
Sure,
I'm open-minded as long as they do a good job with their vision. Like, they focus to what they want to do. Not listen to all the fans saying do this and this. Whatever they want to do from the beginning, just go all the way through with that and just pull off what they want to do.
That's my mindset too. Don't worry about what the fans say. Just you set out with a goal, do it.
I think they're going to change it. I think they will. I think that they've changed so much through the course of the games that they're not going to leave that untouched. It just and it may not even work in the function of how they're telling the story as it is now.
Right. Well,
it's funny because even the small changes bother me because, like, remember when you go to the Shinra Mansion, how like in the original you go down like that staircase, the spiral, and this is just an elevator. That's like one thing. I'm like, man, what a great way bothers me for some reason. I'm like, man.
They couldn't get the staircase to work because they did try. They brought it up after Rebirth. Yeah, they brought it up after Rebirth dropped. Hamaguchi was talking about we tried to do it, but it couldn't.
That's so
we couldn't
funny
get the physics to work up the spiral staircase.
Travis,
for like walking, he would walk through the top of the staircase or something like that. But
yeah.
I know that they did bring. Hamaguchi did talk about it.
Our Chapter 11 deep dive tomorrow, and we. So I just played Chapter 11, and I was in the Shinra Manor, and Jolie was watching me while I was in the back, and she's like, "Yeah, this is not the same as like what is the original. You could go upstairs, you could do all these things. You know, you could kind of go explore for a little bit."
It was creepy too.
Yeah. Well, Nibelheim was just different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very different.
Yeah.
And also the tiny Bronco when it gets shot down, the way they did it in the Rebirth, I felt wasn't as satisfying in terms of like how it loses wings and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Palmer didn't get hit by the truck.
True. That too.
Spoilers, Dustin.
I know that scene.
I don't even care. I'll spoil it.
He can spoil it
because it's a great scene.
I'm on this ride, guys. You know, I feel bad because you can obviously, spoil it for sure. I just like go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, going just really quickly, just one final thing to note about the combat system for 7. I think the combat system is absolutely fantastic, and I would say that for 7, 7 did for like real time combat what the ATB system did for turn based, and it really is. I feel like the same lightning they did capture in the bottle with that, because coming into Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I did not enjoy like the real-time combat. Like I was definitely one of those OG heads where I like the party based. I like thinking about the turns. It's got to be turn-based, and like it totally converted me because it was fantastic. And I do feel like, what's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that for 17, I would be really surprised if they did not. They're going to make alterations to it for sure.
See, I don't think
they did not have the skeleton of that system.
I think they're going to use the fit system more. I think they're going to use it. If Hamaguchi's the one in charge, I think they're going to use it.
They're going to change it. It's not going to be 1-to-1.
It's just 4.
Like it's not going to be 1-to-1.
It's just 4. It's just 4.
Okay.
I hope they do. I hope they
I
do.
do too.
I don't want a singular main character. I want a party of characters.
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is though, I think that I don't think they will reuse it because they've just. When have they ever iterated to a point where they're like, we're going to reuse this thing? I just don't like with 15 and 16 and Remake. They're all so different, right? I just I would love for them to reuse it. I think that's the lesson they should take from this. I just don't know if they will.
I mean, they really did kind of use iterations of that between 4 to 10, though.
I understand what you're saying, Spencer, but what I'm saying is this is the first time in a while that you've had the same director in charge.
Oh, that's true. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me that Hamaguchi is the guy.
Of the title.
And
I mean, they passed Nomura over to Tabata in the middle of versus 13 and made 15. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I would ask also from the
great.
I linked the article about the spiral staircase in the general chat, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
I would ask.
Do you guys remember also when FF7 was, they're talking about the remake, is like 2009 or something like that. They're talking about people wanting to come out. They were talking about how it would take like 30 years to make the game because all the towns would take forever to make in life scale and all that stuff like that.
It's
crazy reading that.
But also, I don't like that because that's the same logic they're using to say that games should take 4 to 5 times to do one game.
Installments. That's what reminds me of when I heard that.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. It reminded me of that.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But you can tell they're creatives and not technology people when they say things like that.
right. Yeah.
Speaking of the combat system of Final Fantasy Remake, the previous combat systems, I don't think they were as successful as the one in Remake. And that's a big plus for me.
Yeah.
The recent previous ones, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recent one. They change it constantly because none of them is like a home run. And this system works. It's fun.
It is fun. I totally agree. It is so
fun.
fun.
Think also the trilogy for FF13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. They were all different battle systems, basically going through them. Like they shifted them around.
Yeah, they were like automatic almost.
No, the last time they iterized off of it was FF10 to 10-2.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, yeah. I mean, we're talking about. We've been talking a lot about mechanics and what they should do for the next one, right?
Yeah.
I'm at that point where it's like, if they do iterate and they start to kind of find their footing and they kind of know what Final Fantasy is, and you know, then I think that's better than trying to reinvent the wheel every time they make a game. But you know, as far as that, I'm cool with like brand new stories. I'm cool with like we don't. I love Cloud, and I love Tifa, and I love Aerith, and I love Barrett, and I love these characters. But, you know, it just, as far as like mining nostalgia, it's like they did such a good job of creating such iconic supporting and like main protagonists and villains.
I agree.
Right? It's like Nomura's original designs
You
are
hate
just
Sephiroth,
like,
though.
I don't, well, the reason why I hate Sephiroth is because I don't understand him. I'm a newcomer, and I just feel like...
I'm just joking
but that's
with
like,
you.
I mean, that's a
Generic
good point.
Bentley does a great Barrett too. He's amazing. I mean, in person, he's a
so
great guy too.
Oh yeah. Jolie's met him, and they're anyway, really great guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying like, yeah, we know Jolie's. I'm saying like Jolie says the same things that you're telling me now. But as far as like new games, like I liked Noctis. I like Prompto, I like Gladiolus and Ignis. I think Ignis is a standout, right? But like Prompto, I'm just saying like they feel like distinct characters, but no one's being like Prompto is like all-time great Final Fantasy supporting characters, right? Or like but like and this is going to sound really dumb as the artist in me. It drives me nuts that like they all are wearing their like boy band like black clothes and they're in the black car, and it's like, if that's the one thing I will say, like I will shade Nomura for, you know, if like whatever Versus 13 was going to be, it just seemed like that grungy, like everybody's wearing black. Like the reason Tifa is iconic and Aerith is like, they're iconic.
Rex look more like the Versus 13 also. Like he's trying to put Kingdom Hearts with his like original idea with Versus 13.
But like, it's like, okay, Barrett is so uniquely different than Aerith Gainsborough, right? And then Tifa is so iconically different than Aerith, but there's two girls in the same universe, right? You have Cloud, but nobody else is like Cloud, right? You just have all these amazing characters. If you see like the old art and well, Squall, you're starting to get into that Nomura like broody.
I know.
Which is I think, but I think
iconic.
So yeah,
Cloud is more iconic. Yes.
So we can maybe talk about. I was gonna get into like predictions for opening night live, but I don't think we're gonna get there tonight. As far as like, let's talk about Final Fantasy 17 because I feel like that's kind of where the conversation's going. What are your like? We've been talking about you guys the combat mechanics that you want. You want them to reuse the hybrid system, right? But as far as like characters, the problem I have with 16 is that like I think Joshua is like an amazing character if you guys played 16. But we don't get enough from
Sid
him.
also.
Sid is amazing, right? Sid, Joshua, Benedicta, like I'm like they are nailing it at the beginning, and then it just kind of falls into the Clive show at the end, and it's like Clive. I actually think Dion is a really cool character. Like they were
didn't flesh him out enough though.
They were so close to getting there, right? But then it just feels like, they're forgotten in the end, right? Like, I don't think about Dion as much as I maybe would like to, because I think he's a really cool character. Like Bahamut, like I think he's awesome, right? I like Joshua the Phoenix, but it's really just because the way the combat is set up, because you're not interacting with the other characters, it just feels like Clive. You know, I got a new sword for Clive. I'm thinking about Clive. I'm gonna fight.
It feels like
Clive.
It drags out a lot. Like it'll hit a high and then it'll go really like monotonous and be very mundane for a while, and then it'll go back again. You're like, man, I'm trying to force myself to play more just to get to the next exciting part.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's like this whole thing. Go ahead, Mike.
Can I say something crazy? Crazy prediction.
Yeah.
Because Square Enix, they're trend chasers, right?
Yeah.
Let's say good thing they use the battle system we love. However, they're trying to do a way back to Final Fantasy 1. They're gonna make it so there's no main character and it's a create a character thing.
That would be nuts.
Oh man, if they did that,
an Elden Ring thing.
That'd be too much Western RPG style.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
You don't think they would chase that wave after Baldur's Gate 3 years ago?
No.
The reason Baldur's Gate 3 works so well is because they have iconic supporting characters, right? I mean,
everybody loves the character for the customization.
And they have a very cohesive story, but
no one loves the main character in Baldur's Gate outside of setting them up, and that's the thing. When you set these characters up, you sort of give up your ability to create narrative agency with them. And that's fine for a lot of games where you have a protagonist that you create and they just kind of like nod or shake their head, kind of do the Link thing. But like those are the characters that like you don't really remember. When you look back at the game, you remember Shadowheart or Karlach. You remember,
I will say for the
next
FF MMO, then yes, they would try to do that. But for FF mainline title, no, I don't think they'll do that.
The one thing about 14 and 16 is they felt like very focused.
Would they not be that brave to, if they stick with the usual battle system that we love, and they're like, okay, you like that. Do you think they're not going to keep chasing trends? And do you think that it's impossible?
I just don't think that would be the trend that they would chase.
So
here's the reason why, Mike, they're not going to do that is because they want to sell as many figurines as possible, and if it's a creative character, you can't do it.
That's true.
Well, and to be fair, like if I were to create these characters, if you were to have a full party of characters that you create similar to Final Fantasy 7-1, what do you do with that story? Like what narrative between the characters do you create when you literally you have no cohesion between what one person's characters might look like versus another?
Yeah.
It was just a thought I was putting out there, guys. Because
sure. No, it's a great thought.
No, let's explore it. Let's keep going.
I think for their next MMO, they will try and do more Baldur's Gate-like stuff, where it's going to be one big story that's told in multiple different ways, but again, you're going to remember those supporting characters more than your creative character.
Yeah.
I just think for like 17, probably not.
The question
to be honest,
we all thought his name was Titus, but I guess his name is Titus.
Oh yes. I want to say it was 16. I feel like their narrative was so like more. It was, of course, it was mature and stuff. But the one thing with Rebirth I worry about is because they have a lot of cringe, like anime, kind of like feel to it. But I love anime, but sometimes it's like I don't like
No,
the fact like it
I
feels
do
like
think
bringing
this turns
character
people
back
off.
after a huge emotional scene.
Yes, as a newcomer,
Like I
I
remember
will
watching
say
Bleach.
that this does turn people off. I'm okay with it because you heard me earlier. Me and My Hero Academia and my my Xenoblade Chronicles games have
Oh, I like those too. Yeah.
right. But what I'm saying is
Brilliant.
it does turn people off. I will agree.
It does, yes.
You know,
Most JRPGs do because most fall into that anime trope.
Because it doesn't have that like that importance. Like it just gets like left over for just bringing a character back or fan service. And like some animes have really good moments, but then there's things where it's like, why would they do that? But it's just part of the whole culture. So it's just
right.
something it's different.
Well, you have different emotional beats you need to hit. So like sometimes the problem is just the timing, where like the emotional beat in that moment, you needed more time for that moment to breathe before you changed directions that drastically.
Yeah,
But do
I
you remember
agree.
Bleach when they had the Upper Eye Renji when he's fighting him and there's a whole emotional episode? Next episode he's fine, and you're like, what? Like that's when I first started realizing anime is like had like that kind of like storytelling where it's very like dramatic for
It's
no
a new
reason sometimes.
Yeah, it's a new episode every time. It's like old school TV.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Old school TV, one episode you'll have this big event, and then the next it's just like a goofball show.
Yeah.
Anime Beach episode. Just
Yep.
Anime Beach episode.
Spencer's favorite episode.
To be fair though, the best anime style game I play is probably Xenogears. Xenogears is such
I
a
want to play
fantastic
it,
game.
man.
all the way
It's so
through.
funny because I'm a huge Xenoblade guy, so it's like I know that's where
Xenogears
it's
is
derived
excellent.
from. But
It's
Before
excellent.
it started.
But that was
Yeah.
like that was
Xenosaga's the goat.
okay. Xenosaga.
They gotta bring the
good,
HD collection out. They have to bring that back.
Well, they're I mean, if you guys have played Xenoblade, I don't know if you played, but they kind of
If Nintendo
they're
bought
trying to they're trying to include all the stuff that they did from the Bandai.
Xenoblade
Namco
3 was fantastic. I played all of them. I thought 3 was
After that,
amazing.
Dude,
That's kind of their thing, though, is they just keep kind of redoing the same story that they've been trying to tell since since Xenogears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
in chapter 5, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was probably the best moment I've had since like Aerith or something. Because like that was such a really well the scene.
This is the sad. Okay, I was telling people this in Discord, and it's so sad because like you have to get through the game that has the most anime cringe is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 kind of reverts it, but I think you need to experience all the games to really get the weight of that game. Obviously, 3 is self-contained, and in Chapter 5, at the end of Chapter 5, holy cow, do they not bring it?
Unbelievable.
Dude? Oh, I know, I love it, and I'm like, it's like asking friends or anyone recommending those games. They're like, wait a second, and I was showing the Xenoblade thing where it's like this bunny girl with like gigantic
I want that feeling
boobs.
that moment gave me with the
Right.
music and stuff. It was
there's this like
crazy.
There's this bunny girl, gigantic boobs, half the like characters are in this, and I'm just like, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I'm like, I promise, I demand to be taken seriously. I'm not like this gooner, but like I really enjoy these games, right? And there's this level of like Square Enix does not get into that territory. Like, thankfully, I think that there's a little bit of it in the re-trilogy where it's kind of like, this is campy, and Scarlett's got giant boobs, and it's like whatever. Like, but there's a little bit of fan service here and there, but it's not like
the Scarlet.
It was there back then too. It was just
you could do much
because
worse than the re-trilogy for
yes,
sure.
I think the re-trilogy actually handles these things kind of well.
Xenosaga wasn't ever doing that shit.
Okay,
just
right. So it was, okay, cool. So that was like when it was pure, just like crazy biblical storytelling stuff. Anyway, sorry to get off topic or whatever, but like, yeah, Xenogears. You said Xenogears is awesome, and it's kind of that style. I just feel like. I feel like I always keep saying that. I feel like this. Yeah, there's moments when I think that these games could avoid certain pitfalls. That was a big argument when Expedition 33 came out, right? It's like it's taking itself seriously. It's a JRPG for like the age group that loves JRPGs, that grew up playing them. This is like a love letter to them,
amazing,
right? Where it's like they're not doing the cringy stuff. It's more of a Western style storytelling with the JRPG, accoutrements, with like all the, you get the I haven't played it, so I'm kind of talking on my butt here. But it's like
short. It's only 2 hours. It was a
right,
really
like
short game, but it's so well done.
Right, but you have the overworld, you have like the turn-based combat, but with the parry mechanics, and then you can, max out your builds.
Dark Souls turn-based, basically.
Sure. And so people like that normally wouldn't have gotten into the series because of like the anime-ness of the Japan games, right? They're like, this is pretty cool, But okay, Mog's saying you really look into the Trails series, Koopa. Okay, because like Trails
you would probably like Trails.
Trails is
Trails
very
is good. I haven't played though. Yeah,
right. Because I like
that to a
Xenoblade.
Mog.
Yeah, I'm a big Xenoblade guy, so I know people are
it's like where do you start? Because they're like Trails of Cold
There's
Steel,
like
and then Trails
17,
of like
right?
Sky.
So you would actually start Trails in the Sky, Chapter 1.
Yeah, they redid it, right?
Yeah, they redid that recently. Chapter's coming out next month, I think.
Yeah, Trails of Cold Steel is where I started, and I know
Biggles and I are looking forward to it. Yep, Cold Steel's a good place. Anything at the beginning of a group of games is a okay starting point, but you're still going. There will be characters and stuff that are introduced from previous games that do come in, so you could end up missing that. And so each series has its own storyline, but then there's an overarching storyline between all the games.
Gotcha. It's a playable anime, man. Like they're right. Like it's got remake, and they make all these games. It's if you want to start it, you can. You don't have to play the PS1 game to begin with.
Right.
But sometimes it's cool to get into the lore and the universe and stuff and to see how it evolves.
Yeah.
Like some anime is like really well done that you want to get into it. Like
that's how I am. I like to experience
on Titan or something like you like get
me.
really interested in it. So
Trails is very good with that.
It's kind of like going to a fandom page online, like Final Fantasy Wiki, and then just picking a character and just going, and then like seeing how it all relates to everything else. I feel like it's such an expansive universe. You just almost have to start somewhere. Like pick something that draws your interest and go from there.
Yeah.
And I have heard a lot of people agree with Mog about starting with Trails in the Sky. I've heard that is like a great place to start with that. But I did Trails of Cold Steel first, and I loved it. And I don't really feel like I was ever like
you missed anything.
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I said, it's like, oh, it's going to a fandom page. You click this person's name, and then it takes you to their page, and they're over in Crossbell, and so you go to Crossbell and you figure out what's going on with this character's story. And it is really a cool little universe that they've set up, but it is very expansive. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of games.
It's Falcom's the developer, right?
Falcom is the developer, yes.
Right, but they just make those games steadily, and they don't make a ton of money, but they have their fans, but they don't spend a lot of money to make those games, and it just sustains them, right? Where it's like they're the opposite of the AAA, problem development style, where everyone's AAA development is dying because budgets keep ballooning and games scope creep keeps coming, and then Falcom's
we're
just going to make our games, and we have our fans, and
they're also getting more too expansive because, like, I think Trav was the one that brought it up. Where do I start? How do I get into this? Like, for Final Fantasy, you could pick any Final Fantasy game and play it. And it doesn't matter about the other
story.
But do you think that hurts it too? I know this is going back to our other conversation, but like picking any Final Fantasy game and then just playing it, it's like, sure, just start.
I recommend starting with Lightning Returns.
That's true. You can.
I played
first Final Fantasy was probably Lightning Returns.
I played 7 and 6, but 7 first, like it literally didn't remind me of like an anime style of game. Like it felt like it's like very like own thing, like serious and stuff. But then when you see it reiterated in like remake and trilogy, like okay, that was more anime than I thought.
Yeah, the anime style came in with 9 and 10, and then it kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Because that was when the full 3D renders and stuff like that were available. But up until this point, even though it didn't feel like an anime, there were still anime-like elements to it, like bouncing boobs and, slapstick.
One of my favorites was 8.
Like that, so.
I think 8 was so fantastic with their world and the whole like military schools and the flying gardens.
Yeah.
I know the 8 stories all over the place, but the game has like a good place in my heart. That game was so memorable. And the music in that game was crazy too.
I hated the draw system. I know. I just couldn't. Like, I got to the point where I couldn't use my strongest spells because they were attached to like my stats, and it was just such a punitive system for me. I cannot even.
You should remake that game, but have like a normal FF turn-based system like 7 or something.
I would have loved it
love
way
that.
more. Way more.
Yeah,
I would say to players, though, if you're looking for if you want to understand the old school RPGs, get Octopath Traveler 0.
Okay.
I heard that game's really good. I gotta play that too.
Yeah, it did get rated really well.
That one's also based off a mobile game.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that one's the
Switch.
mobile game.
Yeah, it is off the mobile game. Yeah,
I heard that too.
If you want to understand an old school RPG, but without all the trappings, and it's also completely open world. I've played all 3 Octopath games on that have been released. I didn't play 0 when it was a mobile game. I just bought it after the fact when it was a real game.
Yeah.
And that also made me excited for the Brave Exvius game. But anyway.
Right.
Is that just the first season I heard of the Brave Exvius?
Yeah,
the
that's what
Resonance?
people
Or
are
is it the
saying.
whole...
Yes, it's just the first season.
Okay.
But
Biggle says, Spencer, play triangle strategy. I probably would like
Oh,
triangle
yeah.
strategy.
I heard that. I haven't played, but I heard that's really good too.
Yeah.
You like tactics, you will like triangle strategy.
Yeah.
Well, I like
You know what's
tactics.
funny is
and I
Resonance
like
reminds me
Fire
of World of Final Fantasy in some way.
Yeah,
like having the heroes popping up and stuff.
World of Final Fantasy.
Because
I mean, you know how you can like summon like Cloud and all them like that. It kind of reminds you of that with the heroes and Resonance. Also, how they're in the trailers and showing off each character and stuff.
Yeah,
it gives that kind of same vibe in some ways.
But to answer your question, Spencer, I think the numbers hurt the Final Fantasy franchise because you do still have the people that are like, well, there's 16 of them, so I don't want to start all the way back at 1 just to understand 16.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to bother buying it.
It's funny because it just seems.
Hey,
daunting,
Alyssa,
but
don't
then-
tell him that he's starting with 1. Don't tell him that you're going to turn him off of the series.
Well, I'm.
Yeah, but then he's
Strangers of Paradise after
then
1.
he's
That game is crazy.
Then he's
The
jumping
story's
into
really good
Strangers of Paradise. That's exactly what's happening. Yes, that's
I'm
why he
actually-
needs to play 1 first.
Final Fantasy 1R.
And the funny thing is, I'm actually really enjoying my Final Fantasy 1 playthrough. Like, I want to play that all the time. It's just it's so funny because I did not think I would enjoy Final Fantasy 1. It's like, I'll just get through it to know it. But I'm having a great time.
right there with you,
Wait till you
Spencer.
play 6.
It's better than 2, that's for sure.
What'd you say, Javi?
Wait till you play 6.
Well, I know, like 6 is crazy, right? And this is the thing where I'm starting to understand all of the. I will go back and I will play OG7, and I will go back and I will play, I will play 6. I'll play 9. I'll play 10. I actually, the games I'm most excited to play in the Final Fantasy series are. I'm excited to play 10. I'm excited to play 6. And I'm excited to play 7 OG. And then like 8 and 9 I'm very curious about. The rest, like I don't really care to I will play 13, but I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to play 13.
You'll know whether you like 9 based on whether you love 6 more than 7 or 7 more than 6.
Gotcha.
How do you guys feel about 12?
Not
I wasn't a big
always,
fan,
but
then I started to like it.
It usually falls into that.
Because like there's ones that you hear about, right? It's 10 is beloved. You have 7 that's obviously beloved. You have 8 is controversial with the junction system, but then a lot of people loved it because it was like, hey, the characters actually don't look like Legos. This is awesome. You know what I mean? Like there was this
They're really good characters too.
Right,
You're the most good-looking guy here.
Yeah, he's the best-looking guy for sure. All the funny stuff that like I have these ideas of what these games are in my head, but I didn't have any clue of like what Final Fantasy 1 was, right? I kind of have an idea of, Terra and the Magitech stuff, or they're, I've seen that the opening to 6 a million times, and people are like, oh, this is the best opening to a game ever, and then like Jolie's been playing it, and all the characters she's talking about, the airships, the opera, the craziness, like Kefka, like I'm definitely something, where I want to play these games, but it's just like I feel like Final Fantasy. That's what's weird to me about that quote that they're saying they don't want to mine nostalgia. It's like I'm a newcomer and I would die to play all these old ones, right? I'm going back and playing the Pixel remasters and they're fun, but I would totally play a 9 remake if it was one game. I don't care if it's not up to your standards. Like that would, for me, would introduce me to the series. And maybe they don't care about that because they're not, frankly, I'm not the target audience that they're trying to capture with these remakes. They don't want to get another 40-year-old man into the series, right? They want to get like a younger.
It's sad though because I love that.
Okay, but at this point, a sale is a sale, so who cares?
Sure. But it's funny because
that's why I was thinking about Octopath. That's what I was standing about that for. Is because if you don't want to play those old-timey RPGs, don't start with Octopath 1. Don't start with Octopath 2. Start with Octopath 0. Because you get to make a character, you make a character, and you just get to, it's entirely open world. You get to add people to your party. You get to, it's the most Western, old-timey JRPG you could imagine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm actually studying game design and want to make something that feels like an old 90s like RPG. Like after playing Clair Obscur, I got even more inspired. Like people can still like these things.
Yeah, you make your character, you pick a class, you play through the intro, and now there you are. You play through it. And I played through all 3 Octopaths to the end, and I beat them. And I'm serious. Octopath 0 or whatever it is that it's called. Yeah,
you love it, huh?
Definitely check it out for an old timey. That 3D.
What about that game Live Alive or Live a Live? I heard that was really good too. This is an old Super NES game.
That was also by the same people that made the Octopath series.
The same people, right? Okay, that's okay.
That's Team Asano's team. So what he does is he bends out the work. So like Octopath 0, FF7 Resonance, Adventures of Elliot, he's overseeing them all, him and his team, but they're actually contracted work. So another dev company is actually the one creating those games, and then Square publishes it.
If you've seen Live Alive, and
they're also the ones that did Final Fantasy IV's sequels, and they did they cut their teeth on the remakes for like Game Boy and DS for the original Final Fantasies, like when they were first starting out. Yeah. That was how they cut their teeth, and they did Brave. What is it?
Bravely Default.
Yeah, Bravely Default.
Yeah, that's a good series too. I gotta play the second one. First one's fun.
Classic.
That's all Team Asano.
Amazing. Live Alive is an amazing game.
Okay, that's good to know because I want to get to playing that too soon.
It's basically like 5 or 6 like different genre games. Like there's a time you do like a beat 'em up, you do an RTS, you do your RPG. Like it's astounding they even did this back in the day.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's kind of
but it's like a remake of an old game, right? Like it existed before.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It is a remake, but this was the original game where it's everything is. You might be good at some parts of the game, and you might be bad at, because it's like 5 or 6 different Super Nintendo games in one. Because the point is, you play through these different people's life paths.
Yeah. I put the demo. It was cool.
Yeah, I heard about it when it was coming out, but I didn't know
Samurai and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Super cool game. You might get really upset because you might be bad at something. I was horrible at one point in the game. I think it was the prehistoric guy.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah. But that's like a game. Is it some sort of game that they would make now, or is it like the nostalgic factor of like this game was really cool in its time? You know?
I think nostalgic factor.
This is not the kind of game that a modern game developer makes.
Yeah.
Mog the Moogle just wrote in with a super chat. Thank you, Mog, for the. This is from Is that a pound? Is that I don't know. What is this crazy currency? I'm a naive American. Thank you, Mog. 666.
Euro?
Yeah, and it says please play Final
That's
Fantasy 6
pounds.
Kupo, and thank
Pounds
you
or
for the
euros?
fantastic stream. Yeah.
That's pounds.
Speaking
It's
of remakes,
pounds.
I wanted to
It's
mention
pounds. Those are British pounds.
with Chrono
Mog.
Trigger, would you want that to be like a 3D remake or an HD 2D? I've had friends talk about that with me. I'm not
Thank
sure
you so
like what
much,
people
Mog,
would
for the
really.
super chat.
I don't know what it's going to be. Yuji Horii is going to be involved in it though, so
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing. So whatever style he prefers, I guess.
Would you want it to be like a
because they're
Dragon
gonna be
Quest
very
like 11
careful
type
with
of
that.
look, or would you want it to be like more like sprites? So I wonder what people like fans of the original would want.
I would actually like a what's the FF9 thing again? When they were remaking that on Unreal.
Oh, the Memorial Project thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the fan.
Yeah, Memorial Project. I would prefer that style.
It should look like that. I agree with that too. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
That style would just look awesome with Chrono Trigger, with Toriyama's art.
Let's what was that game from from Switch 2 that looked like a cartoon that you can never see the
Orbitals?
Oh, Orbitals, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah,
that one also.
A mix with that style, but with Toriyama. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
That'd be cool too.
That actually kind of reminds me of what was it, Budokai 2 or 3 that kind of had that like 2D art style, but with the like full.
I think it's Budokai 2. If I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, that kind what Javier brought up kind of reminds me of that because that would probably be the closest to what you're talking about, Javier.
Yeah, basically, like to make the animated intros they did for the PlayStation port.
Yeah.
But make it a game.
That works as well. That works as well.
Just make it feel like an 80s anime kind of feel, you know? Like how Xenogears had those FMV cutscenes, like, oh my god, so nostalgic.
So
But I definitely want that like fun, bright, like a Dragon Ball style game kind of where it's like, this is the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I want it to look like that. So Project Memoria, or like Javier brought up, like a Budokai 2 style game.
Yeah,
when it comes to like the style, like the Final Fantasy, what was it? Not Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest 8, kind of that style that they sort of had of the world, not necessarily the graphics.
Oh yeah.
I love the art style of that game particularly.
That was that was close to Budokai 1 style, if I'm remembering correctly.
And like 12 has got like you got more of your polygons and like everything kind of looks nicer, more glossy and fleshed out. But I really like the style of 8 for that, for like something like Chrono Trigger, where you do feel like it's a little more cel shaded. And I would appreciate that just for his art style.
If it was more cel shaded, that would be awesome because then it would look more like comic manga style.
Yeah.
If they leaned into that and wanted to, that would be awesome.
Honestly, it could be like Resonance, and I wouldn't care. I would just love to see. I would love to see something.
I'm thinking it will be more HD 2D style.
I can see them doing that, but they've focused on that more so than anything.
Just because
I've never played Chrono Trigger.
Game.
I know that it's like beloved. And then, do you think if it wasn't pixel art, that people would be okay with that? I think they'd struggle.
If Chrono Trigger was not pixel art, no, I think they'd be fine with it.
No, I think it would be fine because
everybody's gonna complain. You're always gonna have someone complaining.
Yeah, you're always gonna have
is it
people complaining.
Like Dragon Quest 11? Kind of has like Dragon Quest 11 was basically. All Dragon Quest games are Toriyama's art, right? So that's a good example of like what it would be in the future or whatever. Javier says, "Why are you drawing Jolie dressed like Kyrie Spencer, feeling like sleeping on the couch?" Yeah, I'm drawing. I don't know. I haven't drawn in forever, so I'm just slowly.
Wait, you're still drawing?
I'm just flicking around.
Spencer, give her pink highlights and don't say anything.
Just give her that as we go here. That's so funny. I think Chrono Trigger is that break glass in case of an emergency, sort of thing where people are so weird about the remakes and whether or not like they're received well. But I think that's something that they would be like, okay, this is something that we need to do, and it's going to bring a bunch of people in. But I say that like it's a beloved game. People say it's like one of the best RPGs of all time. That or Final Fantasy VI is usually in contention, right? Those two is something that they love for that era of the SNES.
Yeah,
But
I think Chrono Trigger will be like just a straight up remake with updated art and
right, but the
stuff
point
like that. Like
the point I'm getting at here is that like I keep thinking that in my mind, but what Dustin said earlier on at the very beginning of the stream, it's like I feel like the demographics have shifted, and it's just a bunch of us nostalgic 40-year-olds that loved the game when we were a kid, and it's like break glass in case of emergency, and then all of a sudden they do it, and it's like people show up for it, but are new fans gonna flock to Chrono Trigger remake?
Here's my thing, man. This is gonna be. No one may agree with me on this, and that's okay. I'm still gonna say it. But
okay,
like, I
we're
think that
cool,
Chrono
chill.
Trigger. I think if they were to do a Chrono Trigger remake, there is no better game to go off the rails of the original than Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
I don't think they would, though.
I know. I don't think they would, but I'm saying like when you have that much of like time travel being an effect
yes,
of
I agree with you that they could definitely do that.
You could do
Just don't add whispers into
anything
them.
cool with that game. You wouldn't even need the whispers. Like you could totally just have, the epic flying around and just like all of this cause and effect where like you sort of get this thing where it starts out, it looks like the original game. You go back to 600 AD, whatever else. But then it just completely goes in a completely different direction. And I would be here for that. I would be here for that. I would totally play that.
No, it would be awesome.
And
I would
people would
still play
hate
it.
it. People are like, it's not the original. It sucks, and it doesn't even hit the same story beats. And like, sure, like fine, they don't like it, but like nothing is sacred to me. Like,
that's more to
if
it,
you've got a vision for it, go for it.
Well, that's how I am with. I don't care because I don't have nostalgia for the for the remake series, but that's fine. I know that people do. I've talked to a lot of you, and some of you guys are totally down for the things changing in remake, and some of you are not down for
chaos.
Things changing.
Right.
So the Chrono Trigger Nintendo DS launch sold apparently 1.5 million copies on the Nintendo DS.
Oh wow.
Is that like?
I think there is
that good?
I find it kind of funny too that.
Yeah, I was like, are those good or bad?
Super RPG
and Chrono Trigger that there is a modern Universal game port, like a PC or something like that. That it requires.
There is. There's a PC port.
Yeah.
There is.
There is. There's a PC port. It's on Steam. It sold 2.6 million on Super Nintendo.
Okay. It's like crazy but that's like huge numbers for Super Nintendo, right? Like, I mean, numbers are way bigger now.
Yeah.
But like getting a million on Super Nintendo was a big deal. It's a lot less.
That's also why I'm saying I don't think that it will sell like crazy numbers or anything like that either. But you never know.
Right, but that's my whole point. It's like it's so funny because we have these. I feel like we're in this bubble where we continue to just say like this is the thing that would like totally make it for Square, and that's why I feel like Square is like, no, you guys don't understand. Like we need to find our new game. We need to find the thing that gets the younger generation, right? You guys are the 40-year-olds that love Chrono Trigger. They're always going to show up.
You do, but you still have to make money.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that I'm not saying that it would be a bad idea, right? I think it's like Mog the Moogle says the original Final Fantasy VII has sold 20 million. Yeah, so like that one is like a huge deal, right? And like Chrono Trigger is beloved and critically acclaimed. I don't know, these I don't know. I just go back and forth to like what is Square Enix's approach here? I can see why they're conflicted. You know what I mean? Because they want to capture new audience, but they also want to appease the fans of the Because I think I would be more interested in a Chrono Trigger remake than I would in Final Fantasy 17. Does that make sense? I know that sounds harsh, but I honestly would be more interested in that. But
you have more of an idea of what it could be. You know what I mean? Like they already have something established, so the vision's already there.
Yeah, but
so also according to
go ahead.
Nintendo Life back in March 2025, Chrono Trigger's lifetime sales surpassed 5 million.
Okay, like that's not very much.
Do you find it funny that the NSO, the Switch, they didn't add Chrono Trigger or Super Mario RPG, and Super Mario RPG got a remake? So I'm wondering because they're not putting Chrono Trigger on there is because they're doing a remake of Chrono Trigger for sure.
Well, Square Enix is the one that owns Chrono Trigger, so
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Super Mario RPG, it was Nintendo that owned it. Square just made it for them. Nintendo was the publisher.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Kind of like Legend of the Dragoon. Sony actually owns that game.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Legend of Dragoon. Is it Dragoon? Yeah. I've I've seen gameplay of that, but Dart, is Dart the main character?
It was fun.
Yeah, Dart.
Yeah, good old Dart. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel I can feel the pickle that they're in, right? The more we have this conversation about kind of the stuff that are going on, and then we haven't even brought this up, but like Kingdom Hearts, right? Coming out. Kingdom Hearts is like a totally like
4.
do you yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 is on
this
the
weekend. They might show it.
Right. It's weird because like then I feel like
they were talking about it for like so long. I don't know where it comes in. And you're like, what?
But that one, that's also one of their
right?
that's one of their big sellers, right? Like, isn't Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
for
like
sure.
a pretty
Popular.
big selling franchise?
And
like,
attached to Disney.
And
But
it's
the fact
usually-
number one didn't want Final Fantasy characters in 3 was like, I was like, why wouldn't they keep that? And I hope they bring it back to 4 because that was like Kingdom Hearts' identity was having Final Fantasy and Disney together.
Right, that's weird to me. I didn't know that, but I always thought they were together. But I heard that like 3 did not have as many characters.
3 had them in for like a split second,
They
and then
didn't
they
have
were
any
gone.
until the fans wanted to put them back in, so they put it in the DLC, and it was
In
like
a
one room of
cutscene.
characters you could talk to of all.
Yeah, it was a cutscene.
It was just
Yeah,
big,
but
I think
Big Thunder
the
Mountain
reason why
Railroad.
I think the reason why Kingdom Hearts 4 is taking so long is they're going to shadow drop 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. That's what's going to happen.
That would be
gnarly.
They just have them all ready to go.
Just all ready to go, ready to go, line out the door.
No,
Man,
Kingdom Hearts
Xenogears would be
4 is going to
shadow
turn
drop
into
and
Final
nowhere.
Fantasy 13. What's it called?
Versus.
13 versus.
Versus, yeah. Versus
Yeah.
13.
But so like, okay, so Kingdom Hearts does really well, and it probably skews younger, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny to me because I see Kingdom Hearts. They're like, okay, this might be our ticket into a younger audience, right? But then it just still feels like my generation, the people that in my circles, right? Before I got on a Final Fantasy show with Jolie, it was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts is actually kind of like mocked and derided for its crazy storytelling and kind of silliness, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like,
Yeah.
oh, Kingdom Hearts, like you can't take that place, you can't be serious with that thing, you know. But
When I was a kid, I found EGM magazine and I saw Kingdom Hearts like being shown. Like it was like it was on TV or like that. So I just saw like read an article.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Final Fantasy and Disney, this is gonna be so dumb, you know? They actually pulled it off and it was amazing.
which is cool, right? That's awesome that
Yeah.
they did it, right? But I've always kind of held the belief that Kingdom Hearts is kind of a silly franchise. But then I looked at the numbers and all this stuff, and I'm not saying if you like if you like Kingdom Hearts, you're dumb. I think obviously cool stuff, but I just am like, Kingdom Hearts, man, is it really like that big a deal? And it is a big deal to a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Red
It's like
Barrington
Star
Chess-
Wars pretty much in terms of
Yeah.
like the lore and universe to it.
Oh, I hear it's crazy. I don't know anything about it. Toolman says only 6 people played Kingdom Hearts 1. Obviously, yes, very funny. Red Barrington
I actually
says,
like it for the
Only
entertaining
6? I
factor
thought it
more
was
than the story,
3.
if anything.
Red Barrington says, I liked Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out. Playing it now is so rough. Interesting. So it's like maybe it's a time and place. I don't know. You know, it's this funny.
Or maybe it is a kid's game.
Yeah. Right. I don't know.
I just take for what it is. Like I like the entertaining factor of it, the cinematic
Kingdom Hearts
battles.
was
and stuff.
definitely
I don't
geared
like,
more toward kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Although I've heard a
Square-
lot of people say Kingdom Hearts 2 is their favorite.
It's
Yeah,
my
that's true.
favorite.
It is. It's
It's still
really
my
good.
favorite.
It's really good.
Jolie like
I-
fell off
I-
it, which is so funny because if you know Jolie's
So did
background,
I.
she's
And that's, that's the
Okay,
funny
hilarious.
thing is we're in the same boat. Yeah.
yeah.
It's just following all the other games, like the spin-offs, like on mobile or
Yeah.
DS and stuff. Like play number 3, it's like what's going on because if you didn't follow all those games, you wouldn't know what the heck's going on in the story.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Rose Battle, that did get people into Final Fantasy. It helped that next generation that didn't get the PS1 games into Final Fantasy. So they were there for like 10, 12,
Mhm.
13, and then they fell off again.
But I don't think it's for kids anymore. I think you watch Final Fantasy. I think you see Final Fantasy 4. Sorry, I'm saying Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts 4, and you see those trailers, and the people that are freaking out about it online are the gamers
the
that
adults.
grew up with it, and now they're adults now, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Because how long has it been since 3?
Oh, I don't know.
2019. It's like 8 years almost. Crazy.
And
That is crazy.
how long was it between 2 and 3?
2006 and 2019. God,
That's a
crazy.
big.
It's
Yeah.
a long
gap, dude.
development.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. So yes, people were there for 3 after 2 because they waited so long for
That's one thing about
3
Square
when it
Enix.
finally happened. They were excited,
Kingdom
but
Hearts
then
2
they
came out
played
right after
3.
Chrono Trigger, right?
What?
I said Kingdom Hearts 2 came out right after Chrono Trigger, right?
Nice.
It's like back in 90, like in 94.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Forever ago.
83, 84. Anyway,
Nice one,
but that's the thing about it. Like you waited all this time for 3, and it sucked.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
was
bad?
really
Did
disappointing.
people hate it?
3 was bad.
It was really bad. It really killed the Kingdom Hearts
The-
series for me. Until 4,
it was
maybe it's
similar
trying to bring it back, but I didn't like 3 at all.
It was similar to Final Fantasy 15, where
Yeah,
you
very
had
similar.
this huge group of people that bought in and were like, we're going to buy it day 1 and we're going to play it. But then all the extra content that actually made it better, I'm not going to say it made it good, but made it better, got released afterwards. How many people actually went back and played it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I
It's
didn't
true.
know.
I waited
didn't know.
years before I went back and played the DLC for 15, but 3 was not a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah, and it's funny how Nomura did both 15 and 3, and they didn't, pay off in the end. It's crazy thinking that, because I was waiting, like when I saw the first trailer for 15 and 3 in 2013 E3, I was so hyped, and it took for years and years for it to come out, and I'm like, man, this game didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, over time.
Well, that's the thing. 15, he got pulled off of it because they wanted Kingdom Hearts 3 to be his focus. So
Yeah.
that's what that happened, and then Tabata took over for 15. But because it got split the way it did, what happened. But that's also because they were just so behind on scheduling for all of their games since, what was it, like FF11 or FF12?
Yeah.
Like that.
That's
So
true,
that just kept tumbling down for them and pushing everything further and further back. You lost a lot of big generation of players between 2 and 3, and now also between 3 and 4. Because 3 wasn't, again, kind of like I've said about 15. If 15 was good, you had how many people buy it day 1? Like 8 million or something like that. You had 8 million eyes that, oh my God, this is the best Final Fantasy I've ever played. I got to get the next one. I want the DLC. I want all this. I want all that. And instead, because it wasn't a complete game, the impression they were left with was, well, it looked cool, but what am I really doing out here?
Well, and the issue I think with Kingdom Hearts that they're running into is they've done all these games, right, between the main line, and they have created this almost impossible, incoherent story between all of them.
Yeah.
It's similar to what Trails has done, where in the sense of like, Trails has done all these offshoots, but Trails is coherent, like, as far as what you can tell.
They're
and so,
planned.
I mean,
Kingdom
you
Hearts
can't even get through the
does not feel
titles of
planned.
Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts games without losing coherency, much less getting into the game itself.
Well,
and like for me, like I'm somebody that like Kingdom Hearts sits on my backlog constantly, and it's one of those games where I'm like, I got to get back to it. I got to get back to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
I got to get through these games, and it's like so daunting because
Dustin,
of just
Just the names, like 350 over 2 days and stuff like that. It's like, who thinks these titles?
Yeah, man.
Dustin, I only played the mainline games. I watched videos or video comps of the rest of the series. Like I was like, I don't have the systems for it. I don't care about it because I don't know how it's going to affect the story. I just want what's going to happen or what happened between this game and this game. And most of the time it's just stupid stuff that sometimes gets brought up again, but most of the time it doesn't.
It's I hear you, and that's probably going to be how I have to do it. Is just stick to the main lines, and then all the connective tissue.
That would be the best way to help yourself out.
Oh,
hey guys, sorry, I gotta run. I love talking about all this stuff.
No, that's fun. That's fun. I was gonna say I'm gonna end it.
Phone.
I'm actually gonna end it. It's probably super late. I drew like a pretty atrocious Kyrie Jolie here. If this is she's,
it's great. It's great.
It's okay. It's I can take the highlights off, but it was fun kind of messing around with
our new emote.
Yeah, here there's a Kyrie here.
So we need the highlights.
I'm
lipstick.
I haven't put lipstick on. I know she's just got we haven't dolled her up yet. The Merc. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I know that's so funny that we just but thanks for coming in the call. If this is fun for you guys, we we might be doing like this like once a month where it's like kind of an off topic. You know, we're not talking about a specific game or anything. We can kind of just talk about Square Enix and or
Talk about
frankly
the
like
news.
anything in the news or whatever. But
I enjoyed this a lot, so I'm down to come back again and talk. It was great talking to you guys.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, same
thanks
here.
for hopping in, man.
You too, man.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Just so you
Thank
know,
you.
like we invited you in. The other people are part of our Patreon. We only charge $1 a month if you want full Discord access. So you will get booted. You will get booted from the Discord, but you didn't do anything wrong. It's just because Patreon checks to see who's done it, but not a big deal. We didn't want to make it like, you know, like, oh, it's so hard to join, but we wanted to like make it a little bit more. You know?
Man, I've been here feeling like I've done something
You still
wrong
want to
every
make it
week.
inclusive.
I can donate to a reminder.
But no big deal. No big deal. I'm just saying if
I
you liked
feel-
it, we
I feel
can talk with all
dirty.
these people that you met tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, but thanks for
Really
chatting
quick, are you
with us.
guys going to Mag West at all this weekend in San Jose? You were there
We are
last
not
time. I
there. We were
remember.
there last year, but that was because it was Final Fantasy specific. It's like Undertale.
Oh, yeah,
this
it was.
year, right? So
Yeah,
they had we had a panel there last year. So
Yeah, I
that's
watched
why
it. It was great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Jolie and Ernest were there. I stayed home and watched the kids. So, but anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. That was super fun, and hopefully Square figures it out. But anyway, until next time, we'll see you guys.
Chatting with you guys.
Yeah, take care, guys. Have a good night.
YouTube.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday probably because that's when Jolie and I are going to be continuing our remake stream. If you guys want to come hang out with us, but it's fun.
Best episode.
Good
ever.
night.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Later.
Take care, guys. We'll see you.
Yeah. Okay, they're gone now. I can say whatever I want, and they can't talk back. Just kidding. That was fun. You guys all are really cool. You guys know more about the series than I do, so it's always fun just chatting with super fans. But super cool. And thank you for the support. Thanks, Mog, for the super chat and Graphs and Toolman. Sorry, Toolman, we didn't talk about Genesis, but you guys are awesome. You guys are worth more than you know, and we'll see you Friday. Later, guys.
There's this infirmity I have that keeps my lips shut, like a needle with thread to my mouth, keeps me all shut up. But I don't wanna have to wait. I wanna be able to say that you're the one for me. You don't know what's going on inside. My heart and my mind have always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. So now there's this problem that exists. Every time I see you, I just wanna say what's on my mind, but don't have the guts to. So you go walking right along as I stand here wondering what is going on inside your head. You don't know what's going on inside. My heart and my mind have always been so shy, you know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. Babe, I just don't know. Wanna open up my mouth so I can ask you out. 'Cause there are some things that I can't do alone. A dinner for two, a movie with you. Well, it ain't the same by myself. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get any of these words out. I don't know. And you wonder why I don't open up my mouth. Babe, I don't know the reason why I can't seem to get